what is going on these interwebs? Lots of things occurring. For example, Steven Crowder ran away from a fight. There was a man called Sam Cedar who basically makes unsavory jokes and is sort of like a troll when it comes to pundits, political pundits. And Steven Crowder wants nothing to do with him. Steven Crowder was on one of these shows when he found out that Sam Cedar was showing up. He disappeared. Steven Crowder disappeared. So that's a thing that happened. Many other things are going down. Sam Wilson, the Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie, well, that character is still in the news as Anthony Mackie declined to have a gay relationship between himself and the Winter Soldier. Now, a little bit more of this and that. Many things have been going on in terms of what's going on in the geek world. Jupiter's Legacy is canceled. Did you guys know that? Now, for me, Jupiter's Legacy was too boring for me. It seems like a lot of these shows, give me 1 second here. It seems like a lot of these shows, they market themselves as male shows, but once you tune in, they quickly become chick flicks or chick TV shows and these sorts of things. When I watched Jupiter's Legacy, the action stuff was okay. It was pretty cool. The only problem was once we start getting into the weeds, right? Once we start getting into the actual narratives and the story, it becomes very clear that it's a chick flick or a chick story, as they focus too much on the emotional. There are scenes that are over. Scenes are over, and the camera is still on, lingering on people who are gazing into each other's eyes, and they're still talking about these other different things. And the scene has been over. These sorts of things made Jupiter's Legacy virtually unwatchable for me. I could not. In fact, I did a lot of fast forwarding when I watched the streaming show. I did not like it. It was too much. So they're blaming other things on for the cancellation of the show, but I think that was it. It was just too female centric. It's a bunch of superheroes. It's a bunch of superheroes, but they were all speaking about their feelings and it's just nah. I wasn't feeling it. Why is it this man's hands look 3D? I wasn't feeling it. It seemed like a chick flick. It seemed like they brought me in to watch Die Hard, and it turned into, I don't know, Pitch Perfect 3 or something like that. I did not enjoy it. But as per usual, guess what they're blaming it on? In the liberal media, they're blaming it on lack of representation. They were saying there are no gay, and too little time was spent on female characters. Why did we center around not Jupiter, but I forgot what the main character's name is with the big eagle on his chest right there. Why are we focusing on them? Lord Hokage, welcome. The X-Men will enter the MCU either through Eternals or Doctor Strange 2. You know what? Since you brought that up, let's go ahead and go from this and that, and we venture into my problem with them bringing the X-Men in through the Eternals or Doctor Strange 2 is that they should have done it with WandaVision. It was the perfect opportunity to bring in the mutants through that hex that the Scarlet Witch had out there in New Jersey. That was perfect. Would have been perfect for her to open a nexus into another or parallel universe where the X-Men exist, right? And that's where Quicksilver came out of to enter through the hex into that fictional town that she had built. They should have done that, but they didn't. They made it. They introduced things that we don't need. The Marvel universe does not need witches. But instead of using that as a segue, using the WandaVision as a segue to invite the X-Men into that wonderful MCU that we have so far, they used it to introduce witches. Witches. Who cares? Who cares about witches? And how many very famous, there are plenty of witch characters in the Marvel universe, but how many of them are super famous aside from Scarlet Witch, uh, Agatha Harkness, and a couple of other people. Maybe Brother Voodoo. I think he might be a witch. Okay, no, I'm not on board with making that the entry point into the Marvel universe, especially with Doctor Strange 2, where they're already bringing in Spider-Man. They're mixing up things from the Spider Verse in there, so it's gonna be too much. When they could have gradually brought this in through the Marvel's WandaVision. Another thing that's happening is come away. They're mixing up. They're mixing up Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan, and they're giving us a movie. Frankensteinian movie where token black people who apparently don't have enough self-respect to have their own movie, their own fantasy movie, they're bringing them in this co-opted white person's fantasy movie just to troll conservatives. It's pretty much what this is. They're trolling conservatives with this, and they're using us to do it. I have said this before on all my other videos where I virtually yell at black people for this. We should boycott movies like this, like Come Away. It should not even get one penny from us because these movies don't do us any favors. They don't. We need our own fantasies. There are plenty of African-based fantasies out there.
Hmm.
Yeah. Africa's a huge continent. You mean to tell me they couldn't find a South African tale and make something ephemeral and beautiful from that? They could even mix in if they have some sort of white people fetish and some sort of European fetish. That's fine because then you can mix the worlds of mythologies where when the Boers came into South Africa, they brought their myths with them, and then they interacted with the myths that already existed in South Africa. You can totally do stuff like that, but it's a cop out to come out and say, well, we have to make Alice in Wonderland black because that's the only way. Yeah, okay, this dude was right. What's the Young Ripper? It seems to me the you have a little bit of roboticism going on with you, Bitcoin. Either Bitcoin or all aboard. One of you
I'm
guys.
muted. It's not me.
Okay, so it's Bitcoin who's gone robotic. You see who else is here. Yeah, you want to see it?
I want to
Oh,
see it.
Lord, you want to see this movie? Why,
Yeah.
why do you want to see this movie?
Because I like the glitter and the little picture right there.
What the hell? You like the glitter?
Yeah, that makes me interested, and I like the mushrooms. That's cute. No, I want to see it because, well, first of all, weren't there like black kids in Peter Pan anyway?
Yeah, but they weren't the main characters, and they were there. If it were up to me, they wouldn't be. There wouldn't be black kids in Peter Pan anyway, because I'm tired of Peter Pan in the first place. And two, those were tokens. I don't like token characters.
I don't want to. I don't want this guy. I don't know what he's doing in the movie.
Mhm.
But David
David over yellow or something like that.
Lomo.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. I
What
don't.
about
I
him?
don't know. I don't
You
like
don't
him as
like
an
him?
actor. I know he's acclaimed and everything. I don't think he should have played Malcolm X.
No, no. He played
Not
Martin Luther
Malcolm X.
King.
Martin Luther King.
Martin
I
Luther
don't think
King.
he should
Yeah.
have played him. But I don't know. I still want to see it. It looks like it'll be. I love movies like this. This is up my alley. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll pass on that. Yeah, I'm getting feedback from you though, all
Me?
aboard. Can you unplug and then replug your headphone?
I don't have headphones. It's me. Damn. Hold
If you
up.
don't have headphones, that might be the problem. Can you find some headphones?
Oh man. How about now? I closed my other tabs.
Yeah, no. Wait, I think you're good now. But here's the thing. Oh, hold on. You guys were complaining, not you per se, but you guys were complaining. Where do we go? There's no place to go. And I said, look, I'm gonna start a new stream, and then I start the new stream, and nobody's fucking here. Where did you guys go? Hopefully, I mean, as long as you guys went somewhere, you found somewhere
They
to
went
go.
back.
No, no. If they found somewhere to go,
As
that's
long
fine.
as
I just
Bitcoin
didn't
is
want to leave them
working.
out here with because look, man, we're in the quarantine era. I didn't want to leave them out here with nothing to do and no interaction to be had and stuff like that. Then they'll have to watch like Disney Plus garbage.
Is Bitcoin back?
Bitcoin is back. He's
Okay,
he's
that's all
back.
that
He's clean.
matters. Bitcoin, let's
That's all that matters. Bitcoin. But my fellow geeks probably went to sleep because they have all those comic projects to work on. For oh, Roy Tress is here. Okay. And I haven't. Give me a second. Copy.
I like it. I like the idea of this movie, like the mashup.
You
But
like the
I get what
mashup?
you're saying that it probably wouldn't have. You probably wouldn't have had a Black Peter necessarily, and then they wouldn't have been in like a Nordic landscape.
Yeah. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Let me clear this up right now. There were plenty of black people in Europe. All I'm saying is the story was not based on them. So that's basically taking something that's not ours because it wasn't based on us. Those stories were white characters. But if we're talking about like black presence in Europe, yeah, plenty of black presence in Europe. The last time I don't have the images necessarily ready to show right now, but
I think
dozens.
they could do a good job, like especially because they're supposed to be lost boys, right?
Yeah,
What would be
yeah,
more
but then it's
lost than
also
a
Alice
little?
in Wonderland. Well, it's also Alice in Wonderland.
What would be more lost than a little black boy in Europe somewhere? That would be very
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't know, man. It just I I think we can do better, especially with all this wealth of myth that we have in Africa, man.
There's a story, not to cut you off,
No,
but
no, go ahead.
there's a story that I read. It's like a story of um it's an African book that I read a long time ago, and they have like this myth with like water that's actually similar to like the mermaids and all of that, but it's more like they call them like orishas, like gods and goddesses. Like when
That sounds badass, man.
yeah, when certain people die, they end up becoming spirits, like water
Mm.
spirits and things like that. If they die near water, or if they get killed by like alligators or things like that. So there are a lot of like myths and mythical things that they could definitely play on. But I think the problem is Hollywood doesn't want to get wrapped up in voodoo because there's that like negative
What
connotation with voodoo.
everything you just said, I love. With the if you die near water, you come back as a water orisha. That's beautiful.
Yep.
Do you happen to remember where I can find that material? Because I
I
want to
can.
make something based off that now.
Yeah. So it's 10%. And I'll definitely get that to you. We just have to
Yeah.
do a little plagiarism, but
Hold on.
I'll
Rochester
get the book
says
for you.
no, no, no. Oh, I thought it was a myth that's
No,
already there.
it was a book. It's a
Oh,
book
it's a
that
book.
I
Okay,
read.
okay, okay, okay. No,
Uh-huh.
no, 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 no.
It's actually
Then,
based on their real religion.
yeah. Okay. Hold on. To stream, Lord Hokage. Welcome, Lord Hokage.
So a thug,
Lord Naruto, aka Lord Hokage.
a
You
thug.
see, Rocha says so. A thug Peter Pan must carry like a 9 millimeter.
No, it's actually it's we prefer the 50
it's
cal, the
it's
50
Peter
cal
P.
Glock.
50 cal Glock. Bwah, 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 bwah. A 50 caliber Desert Eagle. You feel me? A thug Peter Pan. It's Peter P. Motherfucker. Pow, pow, pow. Run your shit. Where's that chain? That chain.
Run me that gold. Where's Tinkerbell?
Yeah, yo, Tinkerbell's gonna be a thug too.
Tinkerbell gonna have like a
Tyrone Pan. Danny says Tyrone Pan. Tyrone
Tinkerbell's gonna have a lace
Pan.
front, like a green lace front and shit.
A green Tinkerbell's gonna have a green lace front, yo. Oh shit, that would be awesome. See, stuff like that I could probably film if I had my camera. But I haven't bought my camera yet. I want to get a red one camera. But since we're in a quarantine kind of economy right now, or quarantine society, I'll have a hard time finding actors and actresses who are willing to, you know, yeah, it is what it is. Let me see here. What else is going on? Let me look for things that I can talk about here. Because I was actually gonna shut it down, but everyone's like, "Oh, we got no place to go." Hold on 1 minute. James Bond is gonna be replaced. What do you think of this? All aboard. James Bond as 007 will be replaced by this person. Are you there?
I'm muted.
Oh, you were muted.
I think I really like.
She's the new 007. Hmm?
I like her outfit. I don't know. I I like when women are in movies, but I'm not like a huge fan of action. And it's also I don't like when it's unrealistic. Like I hate when they have like a woman who's like 130 pounds and she's flipping like men of pounds with
Yeah,
just
flipping 300-pound dudes like they're nothing,
yeah
like
with like
kicking them out of windows and shit.
while she's on it, she's just like flipping them like
And
she's
she's like 98 pounds.
yeah, like it's just it's unrealistic. But you know, I mean, if she has a bunch of guns, I guess. But I don't
Well, the
even know
thing
what her
is,
uniform is supposed to be about. Because what are those clips for?
which clips? The
You see in
clips that
her
I
on
have?
her shoulders. Like,
Huh?
shouldn't that clip into something, or is that just like
Oh, I think they're for
a
to
parachute?
keep that massive dildo she's got strapped on properly. No, but no, I think it's for like rappelling off of buildings and stuff because she
That
comes down
plastic,
from it.
fit?
Hmm?
That plastic could help her. Like,
Man, I don't even know
I hate when
what.
movies are unrealistic. Like, that's what gets me. Like, I'm the type of person that's gonna sit in the movie and I'm gonna be asking you questions and being annoying. Like, wait, how would that even be possible?
Yep.
Like, but there's a wind. What if there's a wind gust? There's no way she could repel with those.
This will repel off. Yep. I mean, the thing is, they can easily, if they weren't on some girl power shit, they could easily make that stuff. Hold on. Rocha said it's pronounced Shanae. It's Shanae to you. Shanae Bond. But yeah, there are ways they can easily make this work because there's something called soft exo, and it's coming from Harvard. And if the women just wear that, it could easily explain why they're kicking 400-pound dudes across the ceiling. You know, it could
Mm-hmm.
easily explain that, but they don't have that. They just have these women, 98 pounds, part time, they're part time yoga instructors at the mall, and they're beating up Navy SEALs, like three
Well,
hundred pound
I'm
Navy
gonna give
SEALs.
you the backstory. The backstory is probably like, her father was some. Her father actually, she's probably like the daughter of the original James Bond, the illegitimate daughter, and he secretly trained her. And
Yeah, but look at her. James Bond is white. What the hell does she look mixed with?
I don't know.
So she's not playing James
Anything is
Bond.
possible.
She's not playing James Bond.
No. She's not playing James Bond. She's playing 007.
Jamie
So
She's
her
Bond.
playing the code name. She's playing the code name.
so her story is that she's ex-military, right? So
Hmm.
she's newly recruited into the Double O program because 007 James Bond has retired,
Yeah.
right? So
Hmm.
she was recruited into the program to be one of the double O's because there's like 008, 9, 6, 5, and all that
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
And she takes up the mantle. Her code now is 007 because
Double O Seven. Yeah.
that's the vacancy.
Yeah.
But she's so horrible at her job, they have to essentially recruit James Bond out of retirement,
Mhm.
right, in order to kind of assist her in solving some big like threat or something like that.
Any way you slice this, I'm not. If I wasn't doing this show right here so that I can review some of this stuff, I would not be watching it. Definitely will not be watching it recreationally, like my free time. There are movies that
I
are
would
so
watch
good that
it.
I would watch them. You'd watch this? Nah, not me,
Well, is
man.
it any more realistic that guy Pierce, whatever his name is, or I've never seen a James Bond movie. Let me be
Huh?
honest, but I've never.
Daniel Craig.
But is it?
Daniel Craig, man. Daniel Craig.
Yeah, is it any more realistic that they could do the stuff that they did though? Now that we really pointed out, like
Well, I mean,
instead of
the initial one,
and
the
shit.
first one was very realistic, to be honest.
Wasn't it like Sean Connery or something? Was
No,
he
no,
like
no, not the
But
first
what?
actor. I mean, no, I mean, Casino Royale, the first one that Daniel Craig did. That was realistic. He got hurt. All these different things were they had verisimilitude in it. The act of making things resemble real life. Right, but then it got sort of out of hand as the series went on. But I'm more inclined to believe that a guy could, fall from a second story building, and get back up than a girl falls from a second story building and get back up
Why is that?
and like nothing happened. We have denser bones, we have tougher muscles, we recover from damage quicker.
Yeah,
That's why.
okay. I'm gonna
What
give
about
you
a military
a
person?
different argument to that and say
Yeah,
that
yeah, go ahead.
if you look at crashes, car crashes, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Especially during drunk drivers, it
yeah.
is usually the person that's the most intoxicated who usually survives. And the reason that is because they don't tense up when the crash happens, right? So their
Hmm.
body is kind of like limber and like
Yeah,
more lucid. So when they take an impact, the kinetic energy disperses through their body better versus if they were tense, it would be like slapping a baseball bat against a brick wall, right? Versus
yeah,
slapping a rubber band against a brick wall. It's two different effects. You see what I'm saying? So I'm
yeah.
not saying a woman will most likely survive versus a man. I'm just saying that it's not far fetched.
Well,
You know what I
women do
mean?
have more body fat as well. You know, like we have a higher BMI than the average man. Well, people that are in shape, you know what I mean. So maybe like that could affect it as well.
That's where you guys are going with fat cushion. Come on,
I think
guys.
so. Like, and also not to mention boobs and a butt. Like you fall in that, and you're just gonna bounce back up. Like boom.
No, that's not
I,
how that works.
I'm not gonna. I will not co-sign that at
No,
all.
but look, there was a little girl. She's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. There was a little girl. She actually her building was on fire. I believe it was in the Bronx. Um, she was 8 years old. She actually just straight up jumped out of a six-story balcony, and she lived. She crushed her bones, but I mean, if an 8-year old girl can do it, it's not too far fetched. From like second story, I could jump from second story and survive. Like you
No,
hang.
no, 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 no. I didn't say survive. I mean get back up and keep fighting.
I could definitely get back up from
And
second.
keep fighting? I don't know
Nah,
about all that. I don't know
it's
about
Absolutely.
not
all
happening.
that.
You're not doing that. It's
You
not
see,
happening.
absolutely. If
No.
you can't hang and drop from a second story, you hang and you drop and then you roll. Like y'all never had to get
Well,
out of
look,
a.
Listen,
yeah, yes,
I have
parkour, I
repelled
get
out
it.
of
Y'all never had
Now,
to. Y'all
I've
never had to
repelled out
jump out
of
of a window.
helicopters, and I'm telling you, I've seen people fall off of helicopters, right? Not fall all the way, but they've been sliding down, and they loosen their hands and they go down too
Yeah.
fast, and like they're not like all broken up, but like
If
they're kind of out of it for a while,
yeah,
right?
that's a
don't
Like
wrap.
stay on your
That's a
legs,
wrap.
if you try to land on your feet, you're probably gonna shatter something. Actually, I have a cousin. One of my cousins. She was getting robbed, and she actually jumped out of a third story window, and she did shatter her her heels, and she broke her back, but she lived, and that was a third story, and it was really high.
yeah, you
So
can live, but you're not gonna have a whole
well,
fight.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think second story is that big of a stretch.
You ain't look, you ain't having no fight scenes after you jump out
Is
of a
she gonna?
second
Is she
story
wearing
window.
heels? Because they always want to throw The
Well, they had her in heels, and they had one of the characters in heels in the movie, but I'm not sure if she fell off a second story building with them though.
You talking
But
about
but
Money
here's
Penny?
I think a
was it
strong
Money
punch,
Penny?
a strong
Yeah, the
punch to
black
the face
female.
by any man is gonna level this Bond girl. I don't know. That's the thing that I don't like. Like a strong punch to the face on her chin, then the movie's over. She's knocked out. Now if she has guns, it could be even.
The images that you guys are seeing here, that's Harvard University has been developing something called a soft exoskeleton suit. It's made of fabric, and all these wires you see there, that stuff, they're working on eliminating most of that stuff there, so that it'll just be fabric, and you will wear that suit. You'll be able to lift, heavy objects like maybe a motorcycle or a car. You'll be able to run nonstop, across the city. All these different things. That's their end goal for this.
This is feminism at work. There we go,
Well,
baby.
I don't know about all that, but all I'm saying is if they had just given her this, and they're like, look, the MI6 got their hands on an experimental, suit over at Harvard, and we're giving it to our new James Bond, so that this gear here would be on her suit. Then she could do all that shit, and then it'll be totally believable. But instead, they have I don't know, man. Mo- it's very rare. Maybe they just found a rare woman. It's very rare that I find women athletic enough to take on dudes. It's rare. It's a rare thing to me.
But
No, wait. Are all the villains white? Because it's possible.
If they're all white, then she take them on.
well, if you
Yeah.
look at the race component of it, and you look at it objectively, right, across the
Mhm.
board, what type of they usually put black women to play these kind of roles, right? These
Yeah. He's
lately.
uber.
So
Ugh.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's actually done purposely, which is this is
Mhm.
why I say like white women should be studied because they're like super smart, right?
Yeah.
Because um, their ability to take another group of women's oppression, right, use it to their
Mhm.
own advantage, right,
Yep.
while simultaneously look like they're propping up that
Yep.
other woman, but reaping all the
Exactly.
benefits
Reaping all the
from it.
benefits.
Yeah. So,
It's
so, so it's like
a damn trick
super
bag,
slick
man.
move. Yeah, it's a super slick
Well,
move. Like I respect it. You know what I mean? I don't
It's a
agree
trick
with it.
bag. Yeah. So like for example, they'll take somebody like a gorgeous looking black girl, and she's gonna be in a movie, right? Let's say, let me see who gorgeous out here.
me.
Let's say okay, actress, not people we know on YouTube. Actress, somebody like, let's say, Kerry Washington, right? And or who else? Just
Oh,
a
that one
typical
girl, the one that
a fly looking black actress,
the one that
who-
played
who's
the
smoking
woman that
hot.
was in Coming to America too. She was like daughter of the she's like a
She,
singer. She's
she,
a
yeah, but she
actor.
looked like a trans person.
She was like a trans person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, the chick from Jupiter Ascending, the
she
black girl
looks
from Jupiter's Ascending. She was pretty fly.
Is she in Jupiter Ascending? I didn't see her in Jupiter Ascending. Hold
There's
on
a
one
black
second.
girl in Jupiter Ascending. She's there only like for a short period of time, but she was kind of fine.
Okay.
what about
Well,
that one girl that was on Blackish, the oldest daughter,
black actress. Hold on. Let me just look up
or that one girl that
black
played?
actress.
I don't know anybody's names.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to find something here so that I need to make this point. I need to make the point very, very strongly. All right.
I
So in
know the
order to
point you're
do
gonna
that,
make. It's
yeah.
a good point.
Hold on one second.
Well, while you're
Save
looking,
this right here. Yeah, yeah, good. You could
while
say
you're
something.
looking, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, they're protecting like white femininity, and
Yes.
while
Yeah.
sacrificing um, another woman, you know, to pretty much basically because black women are always seen as being stronger, and it's true. The average black woman is probably stronger. I don't know if that's just a myth or if I've
No,
just seen.
no. I think it's individuals like as far as strength, but the black woman
True,
being
true.
stronger thing, that's another trick
That's
bag.
like a trope. It's a
because
trope.
because they, yeah, no, it's not just a trope, but it's another trick bag where they use that in order to under medicate black women when they go to the
Well,
doctor. That's
well, to,
that's that's documented, where
yes,
they
there
give
was a
black
study.
women less medicine.
There
Oh,
was
she's
study.
black, she can take it.
There was even a recent study where they actually they asked doctors and medical professionals if they thought that black people had a higher pain tolerance, and
Yeah,
they said yes. And it's actually not true at all.
no, it's not
Um,
true.
it's not true at all. But black people are literally given less medication, and that's good
Mhm.
because now they have the opioid addiction, and
Well,
so sucks to be
so
us.
it balances it out. Let's go, yo. Hold on one second. Let me see. Finding a beautiful black actress is not hard. No, it's not hard, Blood Moon. I'm just giving
Look at Naomi
hold
Harris.
on.
Now,
Blood Moon, what I'm doing is I'm looking for a very specific looking black actress that has locks, like thin dreadlocks.
Oh, what about Chloe?
That's why.
What about
Who?
Chloe? That she's a singer. I think she acts too. Chloe, she
Chloe?
sings with her
Chloe
sister.
what? That's just the name? Like Madonna? Chloe?
Yeah, it should come up. Chloe,
Chloe
singer.
Haley.
Chloe Haley. Yeah.
Chloe Haley? Oh, she's
That's
she's
it.
um she's the black Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Oh, see. Okay,
Yeah,
so does she fit
she's
this
gonna be
role?
Little Mermaid. But another thing they do is that they no, that's different. Chloe Bailey, she has a lip ring, right?
No, Chloe. Yeah, Chloe Bailey. That's what it is.
Chloe Bailey, yeah, she has a lip ring of some sort. And I think she recently just made the news. She was singing at some sort of White House function or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, let me find that. Yeah, that's a good example. Hold on, let me get that. You guys can chop it up while I get this
What
material
about
ready.
the girl from Blackish? I think she's really really pretty, but I want to know if you think she looks like a tranny or not because she looks kind of similar to that other one that I mentioned, and I want to know why you think that girl
No,
looks.
no, no. It wasn't a. I mean, I wasn't disrespecting
Her
them
name
or
is
anything. I'm just saying
Yara
that's what
Shahidi.
it felt like to me.
Check out Yara Shahidi.
From whom am I getting all that feedback?
Me, I'm sure.
Hold on, give me a
Yara
minute.
Shahidi.
Yara Shabibi.
Shahidi. Um,
All
S
right,
H
hold on.
A H I.
Yara Shahidi.
Shahidi. Yeah. Shahidi.
Oh, she's pretty. Yeah, let me get that right now. Yeah, that feedback's from you.
Well, look, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, put some headphones on.
No.
What you mean no?
Then I can't hear.
I
I
mean,
think it
you
was.
put you put
Check
you putting
now.
all
I think
kinds
it
of
was.
feedback into the show for everybody
Okay,
to
wait,
hear.
wait, wait. Check now because I was trying to keep your YouTube going
Hold
so you
on,
can get the time, so you can get the
hold
watch
on,
hours.
let me see. Yeah, I mean
Is it better?
it's lessened by 10%, but that shit is still there.
All right, let me mute.
Let me see. No, keep it muted. What do you know you're muting it and putting back on for? Yeah, see, once you're muted up, we're good. So yeah, that's from your end. All aboard. All aboard. You don't have another device. You
No
can.
one else can,
Uh,
please.
what
I'm
other
gonna
device
put
do
you
you
on my
have?
phone.
Where's your computer? Jump up on the get up off the bed and get on a computer, woman.
Don't call me
You don't.
out. I'm getting up now.
Got
Yeah. See, I
headphones in
knew it. I knew it. You laying on your
2021.
back with your phone. Uh, uh, um, those legs of yours kicked in the air, crossed and shit. Like, yeah, I'm streaming. No, no, no. Get up. Go to the computer. Hold on one second. Let me see. Let me save this right here. Okay, Yahi. What's her name? That's very good, man. That's a very good example, which I will use in a couple minutes. Meanwhile, I see Greg, were you able to jump back on from
Yes,
Google?
sir. Yeah.
All right, good, good, good. Yeah. So when do you think? I mean, you don't. I know you don't care, but when do you think the X-Men will be introduced into the MCU, and how? When and how?
Well, there's one thing I do know about the X-Men and the MCU is when they introduce them. Even though I've wanted to see it myself for a lot of years, I know they're not going to give it to us in a way we are going to really
No,
enjoy
in
it.
the way we want. Yeah,
It's
because I. Mhm.
it's going to be very lackluster. If they were smart, they would go with the Jim Lee X and Chris Claremont X-Men. You know,
Mm.
the highest selling comic book of all
Comic book
time.
of all time.
You know, they keep dancing around that. They sort of play with some of the elements here and there, but you know, even if they were to do that, these people, I have no confidence in them to produce anything entertaining and anything that's actually going to feel good to us fans after all these years, you know, waiting to see it on the screen. It's just going to be different assholes fucking it up this time. That's all it's going to be. So that's how I feel about it.
Shit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Especially if they could get, you know, that famous cover with Magneto on the front and he's got a shield up, and then the other X-Men are in the back
Oh,
shooting.
yeah.
Yeah, if they could, it's already cinematic. It's already widescreen.
Yep.
If they could reproduce that scene in cinema, minds would explode because that's a classic.
Yeah,
Jim
and
Lee.
I'll tell you, Bob, I'm sure it's been told to them many times and from different people in their teams.
And
However,
they just won't do it.
I don't believe, like I told you earlier, you know where I stand. I think that they're just trying to destroy all entertainment for this younger generation to produce just a working slave cast. I really believe that's what's up. So they're destroying all of our franchises and entertainment, our modern culture that teaches kids to be heroes. You know, now they're teaching kids to be villains who are selfish and narcissistic.
Yep.
And all these negative traits. You know, human culture for hundreds of thousands of years has taught the exact opposite of what these son of a bitches are teaching. This is not human culture Disney and Hollywood are creating. This is slave culture. It's cattle culture.
Yeah. Hold on.
I think they'll be able to recreate that thing. I think when it comes to X-Men, I think what you're going to see in Phase 4, right? I think you're going to see Phase 4 is going to end, I believe, with Fantastic Four, and I think Phase 5 is gonna have the introduction of the X-Men, right? I think mutants will probably be the seeds for mutants will be either dropped in Doctor Strange or in the Eternals, right? Because there's in the Eternals especially there's the story arc in the Eternals based off of the comics that fits the narrative, so they can introduce mutants in that light, right? And then I think in Doctor Strange they can introduce mutants with the Multiverse of Madness, which I think they end up changing the name of the thing, but they're doing a universal story. So I think you'll hear about mutants. It'll come up, right? And then I think in Phase 5 it will be the end doc into the X-Men storyline, right? And I think they're going to do a good job because it's really hard to screw up. You know what I mean? It'll be really hard for them to screw up the X-Men. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be super hard. But that's just my opinion.
Have you seen who's in charge of all this and what they do? Yeah,
Kevin Feige. I have faith in Kevin Feige. Everyone's allowed to have some misses, right? Like I don't expect them to bat 1,000 the whole time. You know what I mean? But if overall they're producing quality stories, which they have, right? I just think I'll have a little more faith. You know what I mean?
Well, I think Feige gets a lot more credit than he deserves because the real talent that kicked off the whole MCU, that was Favreau, and it was the Russo brothers who gave us pretty much the best MCU movies. Like Civil War and Winter Soldier and Infinity War. Those were the best. And they don't have those guys now. You know, they got rid of them. They got their tokens in place. They're not serious about making this stuff anymore. It was taken from the guys who started it. And just like what these leftists do, they move in, they take things over. Somebody else starts something, makes it great. They come in and take it because they can't create their own things.
I hear what you're saying, but Kevin Feige was there at the beginning, right? He was even there on this helping with the original X-Men.
I'm aware. I'm just saying he gets
Blade.
Too much credit. He didn't make those movies great. He helped guide them, and he helped.
Yeah, he's a producer.
He tried to keep some continuity going on from some of these movies, but Yeah, it was really Favreau and the Russo brothers that brought us the best stuff. And believe it or not, some of that really good stuff and bad stuff was brought by Joss Whedon as well.
I think
some of that he
I
did
think
suck.
Favreau doesn't get enough credit for his contribution to the MCU, but he does have an executive producer credit on every MCU film, so he gets paid for everything, right? But I think the genius of Kevin Feige, his leadership, is like a lot of people don't know, but there's, especially in the beginning, there was a board, right, of kind of like comic book fact checkers that Kevin Feige started up to make sure that certain things was in line with the comics, and also that there's also like a writers board, right? Because a lot of people don't understand is that the directors, they have a plan, but they don't usually write the story, right? There's other writers.
Depends on the director, yeah.
So I think in Phase 4, they're letting the directors, especially with Eternals, have a little more leeway, right, to create stories. They gave James Gunn a little more credit, especially in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But I think Kevin Feige's contribution, the reason why I give his contribution so much support, because if you contrast to something like DC, right, which DC in all points should be destroying Marvel, right, because they just have better comic storylines, right? Everyone knows this. However, they don't have a single point of leadership that understands comics, right, and the story lines and the characters of a comic book character like Kevin Feige does. You get what I'm saying? That's why I give him a little more credit, because like without his, I would say, his oversight, you would basically have you would have what's this dude's name? The guy that directed the old X-Men movies. You'd basically have him or like
Bryan
or whatever.
Singer.
Yeah, Bryan Singer, or
yeah.
He made one or two good movies, right? But all the spin-offs were trash, except for Old Man Logan, and the X3 was just unwatchable, right? So that's why I give him some credit. But I think Phase 4 is going to be the intermediate phase, right? That's going to be like the remission phase, and then I think Phase 5.
There won't be a Phase 5.
Oh, there'll most definitely be a Phase 5.
Nah, I don't think Disney's, as long as there's an economic system still in place, I don't give them more than 5 more years. They can't continue to keep going the way they're going. But like I keep bringing up, Agenda 2030, I don't think economic systems will matter for much longer. So
well, that's a totally different ballgame.
It is, but it intertwines into every aspect of our lives is what happens, because we can't have these long-term talks, because I don't think there's going to be a Phase 5, bro. I don't think we're going to get much of this next phase either. Luckily, at least that's one positive coming out of shit. But
as long as I get another Blade movie and it's good, I'll be happy.
It's not going to be good. It's going to be soy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be PG-13, by the way. Yeah.
It has to be rated R.
It's not going to be.
You think it's going to be rated R, but it's not.
It's not going to be what you want, dude.
Here's the devil, with Blade, right?
The devil doesn't give you what you want, dude.
You can screw up everything else. You can screw up Eternals. You can screw up Fantastic Four. You can screw up all these other properties, but you can't screw up Blade, because people have a focal point with that character to look at, right? And they can always point back to Blade 1 and 2 and say, this is what the franchise should be. If you don't give me this or better, then it's trash. Like, we're done with you. So they have to take precautions with Blade, right? They just have to, because there's already a standard that's been set for Blade. You get what I'm saying? So if you can't meet that standard, it's over. It's like that'll be
no. Here's
they
the
don't
thing.
care. They don't care, man.
Yeah, they don't care. Look.
They're not entertaining you anymore, bro.
Yeah, hold on. With Blade, just like they did with the whole Skywalker thing, Disney's perfectly willing to burn a movie if it means that they can, one, get Wesley Snipes out the paint, right? Once they burn the movie, let's say they do a Blade and it's a flop, they disconnect from Wesley Snipes. They do a Blade where it's not Wesley Snipes, the other guy's not Whistler. Complete disconnection from Wesley Snipes and from us as the old fan base. And they get this soy boy Blade, right? This Chichiman Blade. And they get the LGBTQIA plus on board. They get all the hyper feminists and all the Shea Butter Twitter on board. They will be satisfying that fan base now. They're perfectly willing to let that movie be a flop. And then the next Blade movie after that, they'll know that they don't have to satisfy us anymore. So they sacrifice one movie in order to disconnect us from the franchise.
Yeah.
And then they can start fresh with people who have low expectations,
I
low taste.
disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree on that one. I
Oh, you
Didn't they do
disagree?
it already?
Yeah, on that point, I disagree. I hear what you're saying. It's a
Mhm.
good point, but I just believe because I believe at the end of the day, money is a primary driver, right? They're gonna pander to whoever spends money, right?
No, no,
So
no, no. Okay, you misunderstand. Look. The money is the primary driver. But let me pitch this to you real quick. Let me pitch this to you. Would you rather make, let me see, 500 million is probably what they would expect to make from it. 5 to 600 million. Because Blade is awesome, but it's no Avengers yet.
mhm.
So Avengers made like a billion, and this, let's say 600, 700 million. Would you prefer to make 700 million, but then you are now bound to this fan base that expects a lot of hard work from you to keep earning that money, or you burn that movie and you lose 700 million, but now you don't owe the old fan base anything. You don't owe Wesley Snipes any royalties because he's no longer connected to it, because we're the ones who connect Wesley Snipes to it through our fandom. They don't owe Wesley Snipes any royalties. They don't owe us any expectations. Now they can start off with their own fan base and start completely fresh, and they can give whatever they want to that audience. Garbage, complete trash to that audience, and make 800 million, a billion. Look at Captain Marvel. Utter trash. Utter trash.
Yeah.
But that formula that they had where they don't cater to the core fan base who said no, we don't want a Captain Marvel movie, we want a Black Widow movie. They said fuck y'all. Gave us they gave us Captain Marvel instead. Social justice Captain Marvel at that. They didn't even give us Monica Rambeau. They gave us the girl who keeps saying, stuff like, I don't need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me about da 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 da. They gave us that girl. The girl who stopped off at an airport and a custom agent, she smiled at a custom agent and he asked for a number. Look, you live once, right? A superstar came through, smiled at you, you asked for the digits. And she came on Twitter and said, guys, don't do that. You have power in that relationship. And this is why women go through it. She turned it into a feminist thing. That's who they picked for Captain Marvel. That's not our Captain Marvel. That's their shit. And so they get to make their money off of that culture, off of that market, where they can give them anything and they make a billion, 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 billion. They're perfectly willing to burn one movie in order to disconnect us from the franchise where they could keep make. So it is about money, but they just keep on. They're playing it smart. They're playing the smart game. That's what I was saying.
I think they care more about psyops, spreading psyops to the younger
Mm.
generations, than they care about making money. Because I believe the criminals behind Hollywood and this media and all this, these people just create their own money from thin air through the banking,
Just print more of it.
through the
You ran out,
banking
print more
system.
of it. Yep.
That's what they
print more.
do. A lot of monies are used, or a lot of movies. I said earlier, the previous stream, they're used for money laundering purposes. That's why they're invested in, and it's just
Well, the mob be involved in that shit too, huh?
well, of course,
Mob be involved in that shit.
any and all criminal organizations are involved in that industry and different entertainment industries. Absolutely, because it's big money involved in those industries. You're not going to go let's say, money launder your money in like organic chicken farms or something. You want something that makes millions at a time and yada yada. Something they don't have to really maintain. It's all racket, man. All this shit, it's all scam. It's all
So your
fucking scam.
argument, Bro Tap, is basically right. Your argument is Marvel has to choose between their core fan base and the new growing woke fan base, basically, right?
It's not. No. Listen. The woke fan base is not really even a fan base at all. It's a bunch of. They're a buffer. They're a buffer market between the
They're a
company
mob.
and the. Wait. They're a buffer fan base between the. They're a buffer market between the company and normies. Normies, if you give them a good some good action scenes and stuff they can understand, they just want to come home from working at the factory or driving their truck. They come home, they watch something with stupid laughter explosions till they fall asleep. Most of the population is like that. They're normies. The hardcore fans are the battleground. And the
Mhm.
hardcore fans are us who saw the original Blade. But that buffer market are those woke people. 12, 15 psychos on Twitter with 300 sock puppet accounts, calling everyone racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, and all these different things.
Corporate
That's
agents and bots and
corporate
government
agents.
agents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's dumb right there. And they,
Psyops.
they they lie to these companies saying that though that they, the 12 cycles on Twitter with hundreds of accounts and the psyop people, they're saying that they are the new market. And they're saying that normies are just like them, which they're lying. So the companies, they're like, oh, so the normies, they care about representation now. No, normies want to come home from a hard day of fucking work, working doing rounds at the nurses thing. You think they want to come home and solve puzzles with that movie? That's why most of these bullshit movies with really simple plots make so much money. When the nurse comes home from doing all that brain work, hey, if I give this woman too much acetylphenamine, they're gonna die. They gotta do all that brain work at work. They come home, they just want to let it all go. Watch some brainless shit. So they want to appeal to the masses. I get it. That's who they're going after. They have to choose between, they don't have to choose, but now they're being forced to choose between the hardcore fan base who expect better fare and the normies. But the fuck boys over on Twitter, the fuck boys and fuck girls over on Twitter, have made the companies think that the normies are something that the normies are not. They're they're making the companies think that normies are woke, that they care about representation and having one black character, one Asian character, one gay character. Normies don't give a fuck. Normies don't care.
Yeah, the original Blade was definitely the truth, man. That was one of my
Mhm.
favorite movies growing up.
That was a fun movie, man. I loved it.
Yeah, and
That was my shit.
who was the actress in Bushy Wright? That was my bae. That was
Mm.
my bae back then. But
Yeah,
yeah,
she
man,
cute
it
as
just
hell.
yeah, and it's like what they say, man. You don't know what you got. You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Till it's
Because
gone.
that was considered normal back then.
Yeah.
Having movies with intricate plots, movies
Mhm.
with with development, with character development and everything. That was considered normal back then. But I knew the
Yo.
Blade series was over
Mhm.
when they put Triple H in the third one and he put a motherfucker in the pedigree. That's when I knew it was over. So
When they put Ryan Reynolds in the third one, that's when I knew because they were trying to get Ryan Reynolds to replace Wesley Snipes
I'll bet. Yeah.
in the film, and
Yeah,
Wesley
they tried
Snipes
to
kept
get that.
fighting them. Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to make him get replaced in his own shit.
Yeah, it was really
My
kind of
movie.
like bad. I don't know. My favorite part of Blade is when he's in the hospital, they're shooting at him. He just
Yeah.
turns around like, "You motherfuckers know who I am."
I like it. Yeah, I remember that.
You out of your motherfucking mind.
And it's
So,
crazy because movies like that in general, man, is like they like movies like even with the movies we get today, it's nothing but CGI. It's no character development,
Yeah, there's that.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's a basic plot. You watch it, you're really watching it for the effects. And then I like what Bro Tep was saying. You got some people that have low expectations. So like I'll be watching
Hmm.
certain movies with people and I'll be like, this what the fuck y'all watching? Y'all watching
Yeah.
this? Like this ain't really about much, but you know, hey.
Yeah, you kind
Yeah.
of
A lot
right.
of.
Because I try to get a couple people to watch this Netflix show called Dark. It's this German show, right?
Mhm.
And the plot is so like I'm not going to say convoluted, but it's so complex with time travel and multiple different universes and the same character. And people just be like, "Yeah, I'm done after the first season. I can't keep going with this. Like, I just can't. Like, it's just too much." Like everybody I've tried to like put on, and to me, it's like my favorite TV show, like next to Luther. But it's just like amazing, and people just won't watch it because of how complex the storyline is. But it's an amazing storyline.
Yeah,
Listen.
but what you notice with society, everything is getting dumbed down. People can't
Yeah.
really listen to music that really have too much of a meaning, or even music. People are unoriginal anymore. People
This
don't
this
have
is
their own.
this is
Yeah.
cattle
You know.
entertainment. That's what
Yeah.
this
But
is. You know where
listen.
we
Like.
saw this happen before? We saw
Mm,
this happen in education.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, it's currently
back
happening as
about 1910 is when we
yeah.
saw that happen in education. So we're about a century behind in entertainment here.
You know what? You know what's
It's
crazy?
catching up.
If you thought certain people was dumb in the '80s and the '90s, those people would be
Mm,
considered smart right now
Yeah,
in
yep.
dude.
the 2020s. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because that's how far we went back in education. That's how far we went back in originality, whether
yeah.
it be. And I don't know if technology is to blame for that, but like it's
No,
like people have very short attention spans, and you have to be willing to capture their attention like immediately.
Listen.
we have the same attention
Here's the thing.
spans.
Here's the thing. Like Greg was saying before. Greg was saying that these people. This is a planned thing where they slowly do this to you because here you have stuff like Transformers. Those piece of shit movies. They've raked in
Hold
billions.
up,
Mm, mm.
hold up. We're not gonna disrespect Transformers like that, son.
You
We can't
you
do
like
that.
Transformers?
I love them because I just get to turn my brain off and just watch stuff blow up.
That,
Like it's amazing.
that's the very point I'm making. All right. So those movies raked in billions across the planet. You got giant robots. You got overly simplistic. You have emotional relationships that you don't have to think about. Pretty girl, desperate guy who has a destiny, right? And he's an underdog, and he gets the girl in the end, and he gets to fulfill his destiny. He saves the world. It's a power fantasy mixed
Hey,
with. Mhm.
Robot
no,
Wingman.
I just wanted to say one thing, guys. I'm a '80s baby, late '80s baby.
Me
So
too.
the
Okay.
first time I was introduced to Transformers, don't shoot me anything but Beast Wars. Beast Wars was the first
Mm.
Transformers I saw,
Come on.
and I was like, I thought that was Transformers for real because it was Beast Wars
Oh,
Transformers.
okay.
So
I was 70s, 80s kid. I
Yeah.
was Transformers was my thing in the back in the day, and I was really let down, just like I was as a Star Wars fan, just like I was with Doctor Who. These days. It's not worth it to give a fuck into these franchises anymore
Mm.
because
Yep.
you can see there's clearly an agenda here across the board. All entertainment
Yep.
companies, they're destroying our modern culture to replace it with villain celebration. They want villains. They want people to be like them and celebrate people who are like them.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. We like heroes. They like villains. And so
Yeah.
Like
they want to create a
See,
civilization that celebrates them. These scumbags.
what they have with Transformers is a movie that you can shut your brain off to. Okay. And so what happens is they cultivate a taste for that stuff. And so what happens after you've made billions and billions across the planet off of this really, really simplistic, emotional drivel, where guy meets girl, blah 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 blah, all these different things. Even the jokes are lowbrow and simplistic to get, you know. And so you get a movie like Inception, where it made a lot of money, and it's a thinker. It's a movie you have to think about. You get a movie like The Dark Knight, where it's a thinker. It's really cool,
which
but
was
it's a
my
movie you have to think
movie.
about.
That
Hmm.
was my movie. The
Mine
Dark
too.
Knight
Yeah.
was my movie.
Yeah.
But
That
they
was my
won't give
movie.
you any more of Dark Knights. They won't give you any more Dark Knights
That
No.
that
where
was the
you get
last
to
of
make
that era.
$1 billion, but people still get to think. It can totally be done.
But you know
What
what?
they prefer to make their money and stupefy you.
But you know what? You know what, bro? Tap. If you
Mhm.
really, if we all really look at it, that was really the last bit of our era. That 2008,
Mm,
2009. That's when
Yeah.
technology started really advancing more and more, and that's when the quality of films really started going down. Because between
yeah.
Dark Knight and the second Dark Knight,
Mhm.
those was like really, and the only reason Dark Knight 2 came out the way it did because it still had to pick up what the first Dark Knight left off. But that
Well,
was really like the last of good quality of
well,
movies.
one of the things we have to realize though with trilogies, you will never. I mean, I don't know if you guys have an example of a part three of any of these movies that was actually better than or equal to part one.
The
It,
third Lord
it's
of the Rings.
go to Lord of the Rings. I don't think I've watched any of the Lord of the Rings movies, by
Yeah,
the way.
they're good.
Avengers
They're good.
Endgame.
So, Endgame. No, well,
Nah,
uh,
Endgame
yeah,
was the best Avengers movie.
I don't agree.
I don't know about all that. I don't know. No, about.
Avengers
I
Endgame was
think.
the best Avengers movie.
I mean, it was surely the most expensive and had the most spectacle, but I like number one more.
Yeah, I like Infinity War much more. There was none of
Hmm.
the bullshit, none of the social media politics. It was just a high stakes story, and there was some loss going on there too at the end, like an Empire Strikes Back ending. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people say that Infinity War was the last. Well, that was the end of the MCU for them.
Hmm.
That's a pretty common opinion going around these days. People are pretty fed up, man. They're tired of. We're not. There aren't as many stupid cattle as
Hmm.
the fucking farmers think there are. Let's put it that way. There aren't.
No, I think a lot of people
They
go
have to
go for the
work
stuff they
hard.
get mad at.
They got to work hard to make it look like there are that many stupid cattle out there, and those of us who aren't stupid fucking cattle are the minority. But I've traveled around the
Hmm.
country. I've lived in hoods. I've lived in Mexican neighborhoods, broke ass white neighborhoods. I've lived in rich areas. People aren't really that much different.
Hmm.
It's not anything like in social media or TV. There are some rough places I've been in. I've been to some fucking rough ass places, but there's like one dude out of the whole neighborhood that everybody tells you to avoid. You're like, man, everything's cool as long as you stay away from out there, Leroy. You know, out
You
there,
gotta be
Leroy gonna rob your ass blind, boy. You know, so you don't go fucking around with Leroy and everything's cool. Like it's not like on TV everything's serious and gangsta.
What about the purge?
Purge was my
The
shit.
first purge.
Yeah,
No, the
the
third.
purge was the.
You
I
said
Yeah,
didn't see the
well,
third one.
no, the third one was called the first purge,
oh
which was
yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
weird. Yeah, yeah, I liked it. It was basically a power fantasy, but I liked it.
But it was better than the first.
No, the first is the best
No, no,
one.
look, look,
First,
look. The very first, like Purge number one, that
yeah, that was
was
the best
good
one.
because yeah, it was the best one
No, it
because
wasn't. It
it
sucked.
wa- no, listen. The one with the black people, it's called the first Purge. That one. It's not a horror movie and it's not any psychological thriller. It's a power fantasy based on that black dude. He's basically John McClane in
Skeletor.
Die Hard. I'm sorry, what?
Skeletor.
No, not Skeletor.
What?
What are you talking about?
She's
Wasn't his
just
name
calling out
Skeletor
random
in
names.
the movie? The guy with the scars on his face. What was his name?
No. The black dude with the
Isn't
guns in the end. No, I'm
Skeletor's in
talking.
He Man, right?
No. But there was a character called Skeletor, I think, in the first Purge. Oh, the Purge, the Black Purge. Let's call it the Black Purge, the one
The one that was in
that
bronze.
came out. Yeah. Now the thing is, that's not the character I'm talking about. I'm talking about the dude who had the tank top, who's basically John McClane in Die Hard. All right. So he's got a gun. He's taking on massive amounts of people. He's doing hand-to-hand combat, all these different things. That was a power fantasy where you got a lone hero going in there to save the day, right? That's not what the Purge was supposed to be. The Purge started off as a psychological thriller, along the lines of Saw. All right. So that's what the purge was going to be. And the initial purge, that was the best one because the ideas were raw and there were a lot of possibilities. Then it got watered down with all the sequels.
Right. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
The
I feel.
concept could happen in if you think about it, could happen in real life. We've got
Oh,
madmen
definitely.
in charge of everything. So why wouldn't they?
Mhm.
Where they're trying to cut our numbers down, and they are succeeding in all kinds of different ways. So why wouldn't they do something like that? Just let people go. But here's the thing: most people wouldn't want to go out there
I'm
and
ready.
go kill anybody.
Yeah, no.
All the
Hey,
boys ready for the purge, yo.
Most people wouldn't want to do it. I mean, they would
Yeah.
hide.
well,
You'd get your weapons and your ammo, and you'd be in your house. You'd have your defenses up. And any fool come up in there, they're dead. That's
right.
what
Yeah.
most people would be doing. We're not.
Yep. But you're not going out there to
It's
cut
not
off heads and all
laws.
that kind of thing.
Well,
That's
it's not laws keeping us to be like making us to be good people or anything like that. We're good people. We're raised by good
yeah.
parents, and
What?
things like that. Is how people are.
All
It's
of
not,
all of history will say that you're lying. You're lying.
no,
Like
That's
no,
No,
basically
actually,
what he's
man. I
saying.
think
That's yeah.
no. Listen, no. Okay. Let's
all
the
of
way
history
history's
will
told right now.
disprove you.
No. The way history's told right now is told through a lens of people who want to malign humanity and say that we're all animals and we're all kind of like
We are all
they
animals.
always focus. Look, they always focus on the worst things that happened in history, not when someone showed mercy, not when someone showed compassion. They don't focus on any of that stuff. They tend to favor talking about Caesar getting stabbed by a whole Senate. They stabbed him up, and then he
I
looked over to
mean,
Brutus and says, "A two, Brute." The
I gotta,
you
I
know,
gotta. I'm sorry. I just wanted to
I
say
got a
I
no, no,
gotta
go ahead.
pushback
agree.
on that too.
Yeah,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
agree. I gotta agree with what he's saying because when you look at history, not just history, but you don't even have to look at what they project in history. Look at like torture weapons, and especially over in Europe and all these torture weapons that was created, and people. Even when you would look on at what's going on in various other countries and shit like that, man, you'd be
Mhm.
like, yeah, it's people. We all have an ability to kill. It's in you. If you're a human being, it's just on how
Yeah,
far
but
you'd be pushed to
I
do
know,
that.
but that's what's sexy. That's why they focused on that, and that's why that stuff is what they taught us. Like, but at the same time, we didn't get to this point in medicine by accident. All the time
Let
they
me
had all these torture techniques. All the time they had all these torture techniques and all these machines. They were also working on medicine.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they
they
were
were
experimenting on
These-
they were
people
working on
and using
medicine.
people as guinea
well,
pigs to
there's
get
that
that.
too. But see, you guys are focusing on
let,
the on the on the
let me
stuff
ask.
that
Let me
that's
ask you
Okay,
exciting.
so
this.
I
The
wanted to just push
torture.
back on that. I want to push back on
Yeah,
that. You
go.
don't even have to go back that far. You can go back like there's pictures that go back 50 years, and you see normal blue-blooded, well, red-blooded blue Americans, whatever they call themselves. You see them literally hanging people and making a picnic out of it and bringing their children to come watch. And what they
That's
would do, they
true.
would literally cut off the
That's true.
penis of men and the genitals of women
Right,
and
right.
children, hang them
Okay,
from
okay,
a
okay.
tree and burn them alive, and everyone's just
Okay,
having a
this is gonna
great
be
time. That's
okay.
America.
It's gonna be paradoxical. This channel being what
It
it
is.
is, and
No,
me
this is
being who I am. But I'm gonna have to bring this point up. What percentage of the population do you think did that stuff?
they were all the white people. Like
No, not all the white people. No, not all the white people. The
someone
percentage of the
someone
population
said
that did that. Listen. The percentage of the population that did that is like a gang, the size of a gang.
it was
Like
thousands.
I wouldn't even say that there were hundreds.
There were
I would say
thousands. You're tripping. There were
no, there
thousands.
were not thousands. There were not thousands.
Yes, there
Well,
was.
hold on,
Even
no, hold
in
on,
that
bro.
crowd, in
Now,
that
Even
crowd, there
and
were
not even
probably
just
like
that.
100.
There were thousands.
all over the South, Alabama,
Thousands.
Mississippi, Texas,
No,
It was
Arkansas.
millions. It was
And not
I'm
millions.
even
like,
just
no,
that.
it was
Not
no,
even,
it was not no millions.
but not
Here's
even
the
just
thing.
that.
The thing is that that's what was on the news all the
One
time. That's
second.
why we think that.
Not even
But
just that.
most people,
Millions.
white, black. No, hold on. Most people, white, black, Asian, or otherwise, they just wanted to live their lives. The,
Nah,
like what I was saying is, all the terrible stuff. That's what's sexy, and that's what's spicy and exciting. That's why we get it in all the history books, like all the torture instruments and the Iron Maidens and all that stuff. Most people were like in Europe, they were just farming for the king, and then the king comes by. It was boring shit. They
Yeah,
come
but
by
you
and
know,
collect the tribute. They come
when
by and
there's a
collect
public
tribute for the
lynching,
land.
when there's a
Huh?
public lynching, the whole town gonna show up. They're gonna bring a
But
picnic basket, and it's gonna be a party. Not even just for the black people, but I'm
I
saying
think
they
it's
would have
I think
public for anyone.
that's not a very valid argument. I get your argument all aboard, but the argument is invalid because we're talking about that's a civilization full of laws and rules, and the purge is essentially there's no rules and there's no laws. And when you have no human beings are inherently tribal beings, but once you
Yes,
cut
they
out
are.
that rule of law, then
Yeah,
your
we are.
tribe surely shrinks and shrinks and shrinks up until the point where if you have to just fend for yourself, right? Or you have to be responsible for your own safety and security, your tribe will be very, very small. It won't
I
be a
don't know
tribe.
about that because a lot of these people that
I've
do
been in a
these
war-torn
things,
country before that has no government, and I'm telling you, that's not a place you want to be,
I don't
right?
think the government is what I agree with your point to a point. I don't agree. I don't think that laws are what keeps people in line necessarily because
I
if
don't think
that's the case,
so.
people didn't need prison. But what I'm saying
No,
is
what keeps people in line, I'm going to tell you the only thing that's stopping civilization from collapsing is this unwritten rule that we will all work together based off of these principles and rules and laws.
so
That is it.
communism.
It's
I
not
don't know.
communism.
I don't know if I could ride on that, man.
I'm
I can't
joking.
abide by.
I think that okay. For example, we all have we all have houses. Or most of us. There's windows and doors and all of that. That doesn't keep someone out of your house that wants to
I'm
come in.
always gonna revert to being
No, because
vicious
life is
animals
good.
if there are no laws.
Life
That's
is
not.
good.
I mean,
That's why no one's
if
ravaging.
that's the case, we're screwed, man.
Humans are not vicious animals at our nature. If you
If that's all
study,
that's
Human
keeping
beings.
us, then we're
if you
screwed.
study indigenous people worldwide, people are more peaceful at their core. What makes them violent is attacking their families and things like that. Now,
No,
here's the
human beings are violent creatures.
here's the thing about well, sure, like hunting, gathering that's there's violence involved there and
Why do we
such, but
always compare them to animals though? Like
here's
what animals are really
here's
like
the
that
thing.
bad?
Here's the thing you got to realize is these laws are mostly like, for example, most of the violent crimes are committed by factor 2 pathologicals. Are you familiar with what that is? A sociopath? As people used to
That's
call
not
it.
true.
I
It
thought you
used
That's
to
actually not true.
it used to
That's
be
not
called
true. No, it's
it
not.
used to be called
That's not true.
sociopaths. You got factor 1 and factor 2 pathologicals. Now these are a lot of the people committing these violent crimes. Then you have your people who are like desperate because of economic reasons, right?
That's true.
Most people commit crimes because of
none of
economic
these people
reasons.
give a fuck if you put a fucking law out there and say don't do this shit, dude.
Yeah, that's
None
true.
of them give a fuck.
I agree.
You can
Mhm.
tell them that it's illegal and they're going to shoot you in the fucking head, dude.
Yep.
They don't fucking care. And guess what? On the other side of the coin, good people don't need to be told don't fucking murder and rape and steal. Okay?
No, that's
Good.
not true. That's
It is
100% not
true.
true. And that's
It's
Well,
that's
100%
that's
true,
propaganda.
man.
That's
It's
propaganda.
it's
hold on.
100%
That's
true, dude.
propaganda.
Hold
That's
on.
propaganda.
Let
Good
Lord
and
Naruto let Lord
good.
Naruto make his case. God, state your case, Lord.
This nation of good and evil is not. It's not like that's not a real factor. That's what you've been sold, and that's what you've been told by someone that people are either inherently good or they're inherently bad, and that's propaganda, right?
Incorrect.
People hold up.
Incorrect.
People fall between some form of medium, right? And as long as their needs are met, right? They have food, clothing, shelter, right? They usually have a sense of civility, right? Once you start to take away their comfortability, that's when
I
people
gotta
will
agree. I gotta agree.
start to show the animalistic side. That's why there's this saying that says, what is the saying? It says revolutions are not started on full stomachs, right? It's because as long as people, right, have they can eat, they have a place to lay their head, right? They don't really have to worry about getting killed. They're going to be most people will be civilized, right? But that's why you see most people who commit violent crimes come from where? Low socioeconomic classes, is because their roads to get out of that situation is pretty much bleak. It's a black hole, right? So this notion that most people, the notion that most people are good or bad comes from religion. That's where this topic comes from. People are not good. I've seen good people do horrible things, and I've seen people who I thought were deplorable do really good things in this world. And if you travel enough, you talk to enough people, and you experience enough things, you will see that too. It's not cut and dry. Most people who commit violent crimes are not just sociopaths. Most people are poor. That's what it is.
But
He's right.
Well, you threw out about. Hey, hold on a second. Hold on. He called me out, so this is my chance here. See, you put out about 9 or 10 different points there, so it's impossible for any of us to really take one at a time. However, your first claim about the information that I was sharing is absolute bullshit based on your opinion, or maybe a sly way of trying to discredit this study that I put in for many years, which is built on many people's work around the world, anthropologists, the study of indigenous people for thousands of fucking years. War is a creation of empire and economy. Okay, indigenous people are not causing wars at their base. The only time they ever have to fight is if you fuck with their survival, their people's survival. You come into their territory and start fucking up their water, their animals, then they're going to try to run you out. Okay, that's indigenous people. That is considered by many anthropologists to be authentic human being. Okay, from all over the world. It doesn't matter what color of skin, doesn't matter which continent. That is the authentic human being. Now, what we are, unfortunately, are these modern creations called super consumers. I'm more of just a consumer. I'm not really super. I can't afford to be one. But we're all a mix of these different levels of super consumer, modern humans, and we're very different from those indigenous people. And I've studied these people for many years. I've actually communicated many times with different tribal chiefs over the years and got to learn some of their culture, some of their history that's oral and passed down. These are real humans, guys, and we're being kept from them and made to think that they're stupid and primitive. But what they do works for them very well. And what we're doing is failing. It's been failing for about 10,000 years. And there's hard science behind that. Hard science, not opinions, not media bullshit. The real deal, fellas. We are not living human lives right now, really.
Okay, I just have one question to ask you. Hold on, because me and this gentleman are having a nice talk. What are the 2 ways that these tribal leaders come to power? Well, because there's only 2 ways.
There aren't really any tribal leaders per se in any tribe.
You're talking about indigenous people of the old. How do they come to power?
They all have a myriad of cultures. That's the thing. But most of them have no real leader or clear defined leader. They'll have a chief.
There's always,
or they will, hold on, buddy. They'll have a chief, or they'll have like a council that meets outsiders, like other chiefs, other councils, like a talker. And they'll have maybe a council of old women or something like that sort of makes some decisions. But basically they work autonomously. They're an anarchist. All of these are anarchist communities.
No, they're not. No, they're
yes,
not.
They absolutely are.
Yes. No, they're not. No, they're not.
They absolutely are.
Most of these organizations, most of these tribes have central figures or a group, right? Like you said.
They have no government. They have no government.
Okay, they don't have government.
They have no authority. You're lying.
Yes, they
no
do.
Authority
and they
figure.
always come to power through infighting. That is it. Either people vote you into power or you take the power.
No.
Right?
What about
that is how that happens.
Passed down.
You couldn't be more incorrect, bro. I don't know where you're getting your information.
I can be 100% correct. That is 100% correct.
No, it's
not. If you took 100 people right now and threw them in the most remote area right now, you think it's going to be an anarchist group? Yeah, for a little while.
This
but
stuff
at
you've been
some
spitting
point-
out, this stuff you've
No,
been
it's
spitting
not-
out would
it's
make an
100%
anthropologist
fact.
laugh and walk away from a conversation. No joke.
Well, and
Okay, anthropologists also said that because of black people's skulls that there weren't that smart and all this
Lord,
stuff.
Oh, that was
Wait, wait, wait. The
bullshit.
anthropologist didn't say that,
That's
sir.
completely
That
different.
was
Not an
that was a
anthropologist.
blunt.
There were
That was, yeah,
anthropologists.
no.
That's a
Let
Those,
me get back
those
to
are,
a point.
yeah, that's from
That's
that's
political
Roman
shill.
Bachian
That's
era
gaslighting.
pseudoscience. That's not
Listen,
anthropologists.
I have a question. So you're saying
Yeah.
the majority of people who commit crimes are poor, and I want to push back on that because if you're saying that and you're saying
I
the
didn't say
reason-
that.
not you, you did not you. Lord said this. He was saying that
Every
he
study
thinks,
shows that.
okay, no, if you, but that every study, and who's making these studies? No, everyone commits crime. Crime is across the board, but it's who is prosecuted for crime. Because
I think
by that logic, what is the reason for these rich people that commit crimes? What is their
So
reason?
Maslow's hierarchy of needs just doesn't exist anymore. Then that's just
They're
like
not
that's
fighting for
pseudo.
resources. They're not doing it because of socioeconomic reasons. So what is their reason? Are they on a spectrum? Are they sociopaths? What is their reason? Because a good amount of serial
You
killers.
guys want to believe in good and evil so badly, you can go ahead, but that's
Let's
just not
answer
how the
that.
world.
Let's answer my question.
That's not
What is the reason
okay.
if it's for rich people doing it?
Rich people commit crimes just like poor people.
But
I'm not saying
why
that
do
they
you-
don't. We're talking about violent
commit-
crimes. We're talking about violent
yeah.
crimes, right? In
Can I
particular.
say something? Can I say something real quick? I understand what he's saying all aboard because it's a difference between you have white collar crime, then you have violent crime. When you're dealing with a situation where it's violent crime such as strong armed robbery, murder, different things like that, outside of people that grow up in great social economic environments, you might have a serial killer here or there, or people that kill their parents. But when you're talking about people that are in poverty, it's a certain crime that is associated with that. That when you do look at, no matter what race it is, when you put people in a situation where they are of a low social economic standing, they do
Okay,
commit
but
violent crimes.
name the mass shooters, all of the mass shooters, like nearly all of them.
Yeah,
The guy that
I
shot up
get
the
what you're
casino,
saying.
shot at the casino, Mandalay Bay, killed 50 something people. He was a millionaire. The school shooter in Parkland, he had about like 800 grand or something like that. So I don't think that you can just say that violent crime is based off of poverty because the majority of poor people are not
I didn't
committing.
say it's just. I didn't say it's just based off of poverty.
But I don't think
That's
the
not what
majority
I
of
said.
violent crime is coming from poor people. I really don't, because I think the majority of poor people are not committing crime. The majority of poor people are just working. That just
Yeah.
Well,
people saying, "Oh, Mexicans are sending rapists and murderers and all of that." Like the majority of poor people are not committing crime. I think that
okay.
you could argue the point that statistically more wealthy people commit violent crime. I think.
Okay. Okay. I won't argue against that. If you believe that, okay. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. I'm just going to tell you that I've been in countries where there's no government, and the people who were cutting up weren't the rich people. Those were the poor people.
How would you
The
know?
people who had. What do you mean? How?
Usually, all aboard the rich people, if they have the resources, they leave.
They
No,
flee.
the
They
people
leave the
the rich
countries.
people hire poor people to commit their crimes for them. The rich people
No, they hire
usually-
poor people to protect them,
Well,
and they build a business around that, and they exploit the poor people around them if they don't flee. That's what they do.
I guess.
No, but you do make a point all aboard, because in some cases the rich people do hire poor people. Like, they'll take half of the poor people to kill the other half. So that can be made as a point as well.
Yeah, but if you're not the one getting your hands dirty, and you're not the one chopping some guy up or going out to shoot some guy, like,
Well, let's talk
Hey, I
about
said-
Leopold.
I'm looking at .gov's stats right here. It says approximately 93% of adult male psychopaths in the United States are in prison, jail, parole, or probation. Bam. That's ridiculous.
But
That's
they also said They also say they also believe that psychopaths are mostly men, and I believe because the characteristics that they use to classify what a psychopath is just haven't caught up to modern times,
Well,
and they're not gauging women on the criteria of what you would have as a sociopath,
yeah,
right?
Women also
they
don't have
don't,
the physical strength as
they don't use
You don't
those,
have to be.
they don't use
Well,
those
women
terms
use proxy
anymore.
violence.
They don't
that
use those
Women use
men
terms
proxy
don't.
anymore.
violence.
They call them they call them factor 1 and factor 2 pathologicals now.
Borderline personality disorder.
Factor 2 is what we used to call sociopath. Now factor 1 is what we used to call psychopath.
Yeah, it's borderline personality disorder, and you really can't diagnose children as well. But the thing is, women don't have the physical strength that it normally takes to carry out their violent ideologies. Oftentimes, unless they're doing it to a smaller child or they're using like a weapon. But you just have to admit the fact that men are more violent. Yeah, you guys are.
Men are not more. No, hold up. Every study that's been gauged between men and women with into relationships saw that women abuse men just as much as
Oh
men
my God, you're
abuse
one of
women.
those.
So you can say men have a tendency to be more violent because of their high testosterone level. I'll give you that. But don't act like women are like these innocent creatures who don't commit violence amongst men, amongst people, because in the news more and more now, you see it happening, right? So it's just not true. You may
I
want to
didn't
believe
say
that.
women don't commit violence.
They
I
do it
said
at the
that
same
men
rate
are.
as men. They do it at the same rate as men. But
Says
their
who? What
their
study
way
says
of
that?
committing violence is usually either through a proxy means, right? Meaning they convince another man to do violence on their behalf, right? Or if they feel like there's no repercussions from the man, they'll just be violent toward that man.
No, I think that women can be more violent towards children because they have more proximity to children and they have the physical strength. But you can't sit here
So
and tell me
hold
that
up. So how do you believe
It,
women can be more violent toward children, but not
because
be
they have
more
the power
violent
to do it.
toward other adults?
Because you don't. Because most times women don't have power, and socially it's
yeah,
unacceptable.
yeah, but like I'll say this. Like I have heard stories of women going to go get other men to kill other men.
They use
If they
proxy
have
Yeah,
violence.
but
issues. Yeah.
but you can't go. But you can't say that that is the majority.
That
No, that's
is
not the majority.
Women
it's not the
typically
majority.
women typically try to be manipulative, or they try to use poisons, for example, if they want to harm someone. They like to do roundabout ways, whereas men are usually more to your face, like, "Hey, man, I heard you're fucking talking shit about me. What's the fucking deal? Let's what's going on?" We're pretty much in your face about it. That's pretty much the difference. Both have equal capacity to fucking violence. We can throw up all kinds of examples all day
Yep.
long. You can
Yep.
argue what you want, but it's both have capacity.
Has
What
an-
really, if you look into this, you're going to see that most of the roots of crime, violent crime, that is tied in with how these people were raised, parental inadequacies, insecurities, all sorts of things like that, rape, molestation at a young age. Living in, so sometimes it's going to be poverty stricken regions that are going to cause those conditions. Other time it's abusive rich parents. Sometimes rich parents are super abusive too.
So we agree on the same similar points. We have
Well,
similar
I'm not disagreeing.
agreement
Well,
points.
I was trying to earlier. What I was saying was that there are all these different factors that cause it, but I was going right to it. It's mostly factor 1 and factor 2 pathologicals. See, these people they develop this pathopathy. Shit, I always have trouble saying that word. No, it's pathiopathy or whatever. They develop it basically because of these issues that are listed. The parental inadequacies, parental criminality as well.
Okay, so we agree. We agree. You're just explaining it in a different way.
You don't
but
have to be impoverished to have those same symptoms or to
Right.
you don't have to
You
be
don't.
impoverished.
In
You
fact,
don't, but-
oftentimes, like for example, elite families, they're very abusive to their kids.
And
They think
mental
they
as
think they
well.
have to whip them into shape and make them into these, horrible humans to be able to take on their legacy. It's indoctrination in their case.
Yeah.
What is it?
But here's
Psychopaths
the
are born,
thing.
sociopaths are made. That's what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
I think either can work out either way. There are different conditions that can create them. Sometimes a person is born with things just not hardwired in their mind right, and that can lead to any of these factors.
There could be brain injuries. There could be, I think
Right.
it's kind of like a perfect
Trauma.
storm. There could be a
Trauma.
perfect storm. A lot of times, for some reason, when boys don't have a good role model as a mother, for some reason, that can sort of cause them
Right.
to lack empathy and to develop these really negative, like these negative feelings towards women specifically.
Right.
And
Or the opposite.
A lot
Or
of
the
times,
opposite extreme, and that's like make those simps that we see that like give away all their money to e-girls and shit like that. No joke. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
No,
the
no,
Cash
no.
App.
That's real.
I've
That's how
seen
they're
it.
produced, guys. It's
Hit the
that
Cash App.
desperation. Yeah.
And here's the thing. And
Our
here's the
first
thing.
milestone.
And here's the thing. Like they're saying, no matter wherever you go, here, whether it be here in the United States, whether you're talking about the favelas in Brazil, parts of Colombia, parts of Mexico, parts of Africa, anywhere where you have poor people, is the catalyst to violent crime. And a lot of the times, the type of crime that rich people involve themselves in is white collar economic crime, such as embezzlement, corruption, different things like that.
But also murder and disguised
Yeah,
as
yeah, but it's not.
insurance
Yeah, you're
fraud.
right. You're right. But rich people are not just going out here just looking at somebody on the street and pulling a drive by. You're not gonna see that
Yeah, but
with
see, that's the thing,
rich
though.
people.
I would understand. I understand those crimes more than I do burning down your house with your entire family in it so you can collect like insurance, right? Because usually
Well,
those
that's
crimes are
greed. That's
motivated. Those
greed.
are reactionary crimes. People are just doing drive-bys most of the times just because they're not just going into like. See, these are not those. You wouldn't consider those people psychopaths or sociopaths because what they're
Yes, you
doing is
will.
a reaction. No, that's reactionary to someone that they perceived wronged them. Now,
That's
I
true.
would say a psychopath or a sociopath would be someone that would. I've seen stories of people literally killing their own children, right? So that they can get insurance money. There's cases right now going on where there's a lady. Her name was like Lori something, Lori Day or something like that. She, they had a really good life. Apparently, she killed one of them killed either her or her husband killed her daughter and her son, and their remains were recovered on her new husband's property. Now these people were fairly well off, right? So it's the different types of crime. I understand crime when it's reactionary to a point, but if you're just out there just you really like if you're just doing things just solely based off of money, like and you're shooting up a school for no reason. I think that's psycho, like that's
No, that's psychopathic. That's
You
yeah.
have
psychopathic.
to be a psychopath or sociopath to
Yeah.
do a drive-by. I don't
Psychopathy.
see.
That's how
No,
it's
no,
said.
wait, no. It's not like that.
You
It's
have
not
to.
like that.
Yes, you
Wait,
do.
let me.
Because
Well,
listen, hold on.
Hold on, hold
Let me
on.
paint
No,
this scenario.
wait, because we let you speak, Lord. Let me speak.
Okay, sir.
A lot of the times when you're talking about an initial beef that people have, that I will agree with what all aboard was saying, sometimes can be reactionary. If a person if a person that's looking to go on a drive by or looking to get revenge for one of their loved ones or close ones that has been murdered, then a lot of the time that is what is pushing those people to react in that certain way. For instance, if somebody ends up killing his daughter or his son,
Oh yeah.
and you have
It's on.
somebody, he spot them on the corner, and he spot them coming out of this. Hold on, pull over this car real quick, or drive by here real quick. Yeah, that's the dude that did that.
He's got to go.
That's how people are gonna think. That's not necessarily psychopathic. That's reactionary. Now, the guy that was involved in the Sandy Hook killing, who killed all of those children, he had no incentive to do that. He had no reasoning to do that at all. The
It's
guy that opened
psychopathy for
fire,
sure.
yeah, the guy that opened fire at the Walmart um down there in Texas, the guy who wanted to kill all
Mexicans.
of the Mexicans and everything like that. He had no incentive to doing that. Now, a person that's pulling a drive on somebody that has a personal beef with them, that's something that's completely different.
You want to hear something pretty crazy? If you've never watched interrogations of murder, like people who are charged for murder, found for this kind of stuff we're talking about, I've spent I don't know how many hours watching these interrogations of these people, and almost all of them admit their crime in great detail, and it doesn't really bother them that they're sitting there incriminating themselves. It's psychopathy. Now you look
Yeah.
at there's a small percent that are like drug addicts. You'll see them in there. You can see their body language, and you can see that they're trying to make shit up. Like they'll try to act like they're tired and other types of things. They forget the camera's there, and they'll act different. They'll act differently when the interrogator walks in. Then they'll all of a sudden act like they're tired and they can't talk. So I'm just so tired, dude. It's just different weird things, right? It's silly to watch. It's entertaining, but the chilling thing is most of the real murders. This shit is it's just crazy to watch them. They'll sit there and they'll tell you in detail exactly how they did it. A lot of times they can't tell you why they did it. The interrogator will ask, "Why did you do it? Why did you cut this person into this?" And they'll sit there and they'll I remember this one guy. He paused when asked that question. He paused for a second, and then he went, "Oh, and also," and he started going into other details that he had done to the person. I don't think he knew how to answer the question, and he avoided it.
Versus not to cut you off, Greg,
Crazy
versus somebody saying like, you in an impoverished area in the ghetto or in the hood somewhere, and they ask you, now the guy's caught, they be like, well, why did you shoot him? Hey man, motherfucker killed my brother. What you expect me to do, man?
Right.
You just gonna let that slide?
Right.
Nah. Versus somebody, you ask them, why did you cut up 100 people and put them in salami? They're gonna ask like,
gloss
obviously
over it.
you're
Like,
dealing with obviously you're dealing with a psychopath. You ask
Right.
somebody that's involved in eternal conflict in a low social economic situation, even if they do hit an innocent person, they'll say, well, I wasn't meaning to shoot the person. I was just aiming for the person I was trying to get. A bullet ricocheted off the pole and it hit the person that wasn't supposed to be hit.
And also
that's not psychopathic.
There's fear in
Yeah,
that
lack
as
of
well,
empathy.
because a lot of times these people, the reason they're just spraying recklessly, a lot of times they think that if they saw the person saw them, and that person's going to be shooting at them. So they're and none of them go to the gun range, and these guns aren't like properly or
Fear
anything
is-
like these.
they catch
Fear
you.
is definitely the reason they do those types of drive-bys, because here's the thing, some statistics in war, right? Now, this is a little bit different. I'm sure stats will vary quite a bit between gang violence and war, right? But anyways, in war, something like 45% of all soldiers in just about any war will do anything they can not to shoot at another human, even
true.
one
It's
that is
20%.
shooting. Is it 20? Is that what they're saying now?
Yeah, only 20%. Well, only 20% will actually shoot at an enemy.
Oh,
well, this
right,
is from
yeah.
That's what he was saying. Like,
Right.
with
that's-
intent to kill.
Yeah, then there's 5% are considered good soldiers because they're typically factor 2 pathologicals.
Right, and
Yeah.
and those are the types of people that a lot of the times, they choose those careers for that reason, or they choose to be police officers because
Yeah.
those types of people actually,
Right.
they're good at it. In war,
I get to shoot a man and I don't get punished for it.
Right.
like those people are
Yeehaw.
they're normally Marines. Let's just be real.
Yep.
They're the cutest.
hold on,
they're the
hold on.
cutest in the
Listen.
military, but they're also the most violent. And I would never.
We're not gonna bash my military brothers.
No,
out
the
here like
Marines.
that. We're not gonna do that.
Simplifying
No, I
all
mean,
that.
it's not
Simplifying all
that,
of
man. It's just,
But they're trained to kill. That's their purpose.
We're just bashing 5% of them.
yeah. There
They're
you go.
supposed to do that. That's the purpose of a Marine, and that's what they
Well,
tell them.
all people in the
All
military.
Marines have killed. I don't care what anyone says. They actually
That is not.
they say it.
That is not true. That is not true.
They've
All
all
Marines
killed.
have not killed.
Oh my God.
That is
How-
not true. The person
Well,
working at
every Marine's a rifleman,
They are
isn't
a
it?
bad Marine. If they didn't
yes,
kill, because
but
they
that's
take
not.
pride in their
All
first kill.
Marines don't go into a combat zone. All
Okay, the
Marines
women
do
haven't
not.
killed. The female Marines
listen.
haven't killed. I'll say that.
That's not how that works. All aboard. All right. I've been in the military. I was in the military for a very long time, and
What
I can
branch?
tell you
What branch?
that's not how that works. I was in the Army, and I was
You're in
in
the
the Navy.
Army? So you just
And
like
I
the
went to
Marines
combat
and your dirty
twice,
boys, didn't you?
and I was in a combat role, and I hunted terrorists, and I'm telling you, that's not how that works.
Okay,
right?
my bad. I apologize.
Man, I miss the
Marines I
old
know kill
days.
people,
Man, if
and I ask them.
all the shooting. I miss the old days. You got a problem. You call them out for a good old fashioned. You know what I'm saying?
We can all be some fighting motherfuckers in here this evening. Bring your ass, nigga. Bring it on. Come on. Bring your ass. Come on, get up and come on. You out of your fucking mind? Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Good old fashioned ass whooping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree
Not everybody
100%.
gotta shoot everybody.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that changed. That changed after the mid to late 80s.
Well, now everybody's anonymous on the internet. They can trash talk all night.
Yeah,
you know?
that's that too. Yeah, with the trash talking, you got to be careful, man. You never know who you fucking with.
That's
right. True. That's
Can
absolutely
you
true.
show that video that I put in the chat, bro? Type, just I don't know if this is the one that. The guy that was talking, can he click on it to see if that's what he was talking about? It showed like basically the difference between actual people who are mentally ill.
Yeah, I'm about to show that after this, right?
I'll be back. Ricky Tan. Get up, dog. Let's go. Come on. I've been looking for you everywhere. Let's go.
I'm busy at the moment.
Ricky, did you hear what I just said? I'm busy too now. Get on your feet. Get up. Get on your feet.
I know you. You are Lee's American friend, right?
No, I'm Lee's new muscle. And don't let this robe fool you. This is the only color they had left. Now I said get up. I ain't gonna say it again.
You Americans are so funny.
And you Asians don't hear that well. Little Ricky, get your little punk ass up out of that chair right now. I'm messing up my vacation. I told you to get up, didn't I?
When you fucking with people online or anywhere else, you don't know who you're fucking with. You don't know what's waiting on you.
That's true.
Listen, that
Absolutely true.
You don't know who you.
Yeah, look at the stuff 4chan's pulled off, man. Like the way they terrorized fucking Shia LaBeouf. Oh my god.
Shit. What happened?
Oh, you gotta. Oh, this is man. Movie night. Get you some good green. Get you like a 6-pack of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale or something.
What?
And fucking go to YouTube and check out. We won't be. Wait, what's it called? We are not divided, or we will
We're not divided.
Something like that. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf. Let me look it up here. Okay, this is fucking hilarious. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so fucking good. What happened was Shia was trying to do this like anti-Trump thing, right? And he put up this like camera for like I don't know. It was people were supposed to walk up and say this line, right? And so people started going up from 4chan. And going up there and like saying trigger shit like Hitler wasn't wrong. And
Did nothing
like
wrong.
And it was triggering Shia. He was getting like violent with people and like sticking his tongue up in their cheeks and like smashing his face in there. It's like like flipping out. And they like pushed him over the course of this entire thing to where he got arrested for assaulting people. And then He Will Not Divide Us. That's what it's called. Hold on.
Shia's just a weird guy.
It was a couple years ago. Right?
It was 2018. Yeah, the triggering of Shia. He Will Not Divide Us. If you look that up, it's like hours.
Is that when he was like screaming in that guy's face?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. So finally he gets arrested for this assault shit. And then they have like another day of it, and then they shut off the camera. He started running 24/7, running this camera live footage of a fucking He Will Not Divide Us flag that was supposed to be, like somewhere remote, right? 4chan's like watched it for like a couple days. It took them like 24 hours to locate that flag, and then they took the flag down and they put up a Peppy, the Peppy the Troll flag up there.
Oh, the Pepe, the green frog.
Yeah. So then that triggered Shia. So then he went to the UK. He went to England and put the flag up again. They saw planes within like a day. They saw planes in the sky, and they found its location because of flight paths. And they located it again, and they trolled it. Guys, you got to watch it. You would not fucking believe how hilarious this shit is.
You wouldn't believe
trolled
how much
him.
time people in their mother's basements have.
Oh
on
yeah.
their phones. You wouldn't believe
Oh
it.
yeah. And how stalkery they are when they want to be, dude. And like, they tracked him across the globe, just fucking with him hard for like a year, nonstop.
Wow.
It's entertaining though for us.
Can you play that video, please, with me?
Yeah, I don't see the link. You said
It's
you
in
were
the
going to
chat.
drop a link. There's no link here.
I put it in the
From-
regular
from-
chat, the YouTube chat.
Oh, okay. Then let me go on YouTube.
I don't know what the
Oh,
other
bro,
guy's
let me ask you a
name is.
question. Have you ever heard of Black Sands Entertainment?
Wait, is it the cartoon?
Yeah, it's a comic book and a cartoon. If you haven't, you gotta like
Hold
YouTube
on one
and check
second.
it
Let
out.
me. I'll check that out. Give me a second here.
I'll tell you guys what I miss. Unfortunately, it's probably never going to come back, but the Boondocks.
Oh, the Boondocks was the truth. The Boondocks was definitely the truth. It
That
would
was
be
literally
golden right now.
That shows it would be so relevant right now if they didn't steal it from him. It would be helpful and necessary. But that's where getting a good lawyer comes into play. He sold pretty much. He didn't realize it.
I agree, Blood Moon. Seinfeld was hilarious. It took me, I had to become an adult to understand Seinfeld, but Seinfeld was definitely a hilarious show.
Have you ever watched it without the laugh track?
No.
Yeah, you should do that. That's how I tell if a movie or a show is really, really, truly funny, or if I'm kind of being manipulated into laughing, is the laugh track. You remove that and see how funny they are. Watch Big Bang Theory. There's some footage you can see of it without the laugh track. Pretty pathetic shit, really. A lot of these shows, they try to. The laugh track tricks you, kind of. It gets you in a mood to where you're like, and you're wanting to anyways. You're wanting to have fun anyways. You sit down, you relax, blaze one, drink beer, whatever, and and they manipulate that. They exploit that. I'm sick of seeing it. Really, I want to see more talent. I want to see vision. I want them to really entertain us. They make massive amounts of money. They should be giving us something in return, like they used to.
Telling you, watch
yeah.
Dark on
Yeah,
Netflix. Telling you, watch Dark. That
Q,
show
the
is
Golden
official.
Girls was hilarious. Shout out to Q in the chat. The Golden Girls. I grew up on the Golden Girls, so yeah, definitely.
After Cuties, I won't give Netflix money. I already canceled my Netflix like a year and a half ago, and then when they pulled that Cuties shit, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I'll never go back.
Is this the video that you were talking about where they were showing the difference between an actual person who's mentally ill, like the things that they do to kind of like
there are countless.
Have you seen this one that's on the screen right now?
I'm not sure.
Pretending to be crazy. Check it out, like if it plays.
I've seen some of those too. Some of those are hilarious.
Like there's a specific thing that like actual crazy people do. They actual crazy people are just consistent, they usually don't show any emotion when they're talking about the things they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they lack empathy.
If you want to seem crazy in an interrogation, just don't speak. That's all you got to do. Don't say shit.
Like this guy right here, he was normal until he heard the door open, and then he starts going into this little like.
Yeah, what he thinks crazy looks like. That's what he's doing.
if you want.
Hard enough to see that there's a camera recording him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's up to you if you like one. But we'd like to talk to you.
You might get struck if you play it too long. You might want to stop it and then restart it back up.
You want to ask for an attorney? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is. There are many videos you can see online of this kind of stuff. You can see the complete difference, in the interrogations. The funny thing is none of these people have to agree to the interrogation. They could just sit there and say, "Look, man, where's my lawyer? Where's my lawyer?"
A lot of the time, though, people, actual narcissists and psychopaths or sociopaths, they're used to manipulating people, and some of them actually get out of it. They think that they can just tell a certain lie. Like there's a girl, her name was like Lynn something, out of Canada, Asian girl. She had her boyfriend hire some people to kill her parents, right?
I seen her chick with the glasses.
Yeah,
she was crazy.
Kill her parents because she had been faking her grades. She faked that she got into college, that she graduated college, and it all caught up to her. So instead of just actually going to college, she decided to kill her parents. Like, yo, what's wrong with y'all?
Did you see?
That's the laziest psychopath ever.
Did you see that female cop?
Let's just go to class.
Wait, and her dad actually survived. That was the crazy part about it. But she had her plan almost worked, right? But it was just like, the thing is, a lot of them talk too much because when they're on the phone, even with 911, they always give too much information. Like they'll be like, someone just broke in the house and shot my parents, and I was in my room and I didn't see anything. Like, hold up, what? Bitch, what?
Yeah. Here's absolutely. Another thing too was what was I gonna say? I was just remembering. Oh, there was this female cop who murdered this chick who she was competing for this one guy for, right?
I seen that shit.
Yeah, she murdered this chick, and then she got away with it, and she went on to be a cop, so she could probably cover her, tracks and everything. And her interrogation, you can see that on YouTube, where she was tricked basically into allowing herself to be interrogated, where she was just on the job, right? And these guys came in, they're like, "Look, we wanted to talk to you, so it wouldn't, the whole, and nobody else, none of the other cops would be in your business or any of this stuff." And they start talking, and they worked their way around to the murder of that woman 2 decades before. And you can see her sitting there trying to construct lies and all this other stuff. It's fascinating watching these.
Well,
people.
the thing is the average person can't really live with that guilt. The average person, like, even if we're going to talk about like even the average person is going to end up telling someone. And the average person, if they talk enough, they're going to make a mistake, right? And then a lot of times people feel more guilty if they don't say anything, right?
Yeah.
Or you've just gotten away with it for so long, you're going to feel like, like I've got this. I've told this story a million times. But you're always gonna make a mistake.
Yeah.
And so that's why you're never supposed to talk to police, like, without an attorney. You're just not. Yep. And you're also not supposed to kill people.
True.
Who said so?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they say. I don't know about you, Marine.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna ask, where'd you hear that?
I will say this much: we got some fucking global elites that need lynching.
Yeah, they need some killing.
We need that. We need to be savages, or we won't have a future. But other than that, yeah, we shouldn't be killing people.
Did you guys hear about that one astronaut? She was a woman. She was an astronaut, and she drove from, like, I don't know where, like Texas or something, to Florida to try to kill, like, her.
The one who put a diaper on.
Wore a diaper. Like, if literally an astronaut can't figure out how to pull off the first time, then I highly doubt, like.
No, I think she overthought it. That's how she got. Yeah.
Well, they're gonna get you when you buy diapers, right? That's where they.
I don't think she overthought it. I think she underthought it.
No,
listen,
listen, most people who are going to drive across country to go kill somebody, they'll stop at a hotel or motel, whatever. She wanted to do it straight away so that she can beat the time, so that she'll have an alibi and tell the people, "Hey, how could I have done that? I'm all the way in Phoenix.
But what
How
about
could I
the
have blah blah
tolls?
blah 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 blah?" So she wanted to make record time over there by wearing a diaper and not having to stop to take a leak or take a dump. Go straight there, kill the bitch, come back.
Too
Right?
much room for
But
that.
Factor one.
Anybody who knows about Florida would know that's a
Mm.
stupid idea
They're
because
gonna be
Florida has
told.
some of
They're gonna
the
catch you on
most
so many
tolls in
cameras.
Florida. So anybody with any
Most
level
what?
of common sense knows that was
Mhm.
retarded, right? Florida just has the most tolls in any other state. It's like, really? We're gonna do this? Okay, that's what we're gonna do today.
Well, the tolls. Okay, how will the tolls catch her? She'll
Because
just
they
She
take a
get caught
picture
on
with their
camera.
tag.
They have cameras.
What do you mean camera?
Every
No,
toll.
no, 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 no. I mean, I guess that is a good point.
See, you can't kill anybody, bro. Tep. We can't have you on our team.
No, 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 no. I'm
See?
not. I'm not a murderer, man.
You don't even know about the cameras.
Yeah, like I'd be the worst murderer ever. I'd leave like a fucking note, and it would be all erudite and shit. Well, you see,
You leave a stream open. You leave a
yeah,
stream open.
it'd be all very well written and shit.
You'd watch a Marvel. You'd watch a Marvel movie that came out when you got to the destination. Like, hold on, that new Marvel movie.
Yeah.
People go wrong trying to have an alibi. That's where most people get messed up at. It's because they try to fabricate an alibi. And that's the stupidest thing to do because your alibi could just fall apart. Right?
Mm.
They don't really get it. These types, they think there are wires that aren't crossing in their heads. You know, the rest of us have wires crossing in those places that says, "Hey, don't drive cross country and kill this guy that pissed you off." You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much like a no brainer. Like that's a
Yep.
big. You got to really dedicate to such a project. I can't even figure out a way to kill the motherfuckers that we should all be killing. They're not even in this country. I don't even think they're in some other country or whatever that's safe.
Yeah.
But I mean, point is, you know, that's it's.
And then
these
most people, when if they even have these thoughts, they would be like, you know what? I'm gonna get caught.
they're-
You know, I don't
Mur-
wanna
most most murders happen through nigga moments. That's how they happen.
But a nigga moment can't.
Watch where you walking, nigga. Hey, what you say, nigga?
Watch closely. You're about to experience a nigga moment. Webster defines the nigga moment as a moment when ignorance overwhelms the mind of an otherwise logical Negro male,
What did you say, bitch, nigga? Hey, squeeze it, nigga.
causing him to act in an illogical, self-destructive manner, i.e., like a nigga. Nigga moments are unpredictable.
Hey, wait, man, wait. This is stupid. Hey, you right, dawg. Look, let's put the guns away and go on about our business. Freeze!
But they all end up bad. If they had their own category, nigga moments would be the third leading killer of black men behind pork chops and FEMA. It's a fact. Now let's see how a nigga moment affects a white man.
Watch where you walking, bitch.
What did you... Wait a minute. I'm white.
Where you going? Don't you ignore me. This is a perfectly good moment to throw your life away.
A big misconception about the nigga moment is that it can be avoided by simply moving away from niggas.
Hold on. That was an actual. That was a redepiction of King Von's death. Like that's literally how King Von got killed. Rest in peace. King Von.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who King Von is?
No.
He's one of those mumble rappers. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
He was a real drill
Oh
rapper.
God, I work hard not
He
to
was-
know who those fuckers are.
He was a no talented hack. That's what he was.
But he had like 8 bodies on him though.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. He got what he deserved.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying that he took a perfectly good evening and turned it into, a moment where he got killed. Look it up if you guys aren't familiar with King Von.
Nobody
Yeah,
cares
but-
about those people.
Yeah, I'm not Mm, although I did find one mumble rap or
He's
modern
not
rap
a
that
mumble
I actually
rapper.
like.
Yeah, that's
Go
right.
ahead,
Tony
jump in.
Tony
That's right. Bud
Lanez
Moon.
and
Nobody got hit.
I think these idiots are getting killed to sell these bad albums. Is really what's going on. No joke.
yep, yeah,
They're not talented. So how else the corporation going to get money out of these useful idiots?
yep.
Kill them
I
off, make
wonder.
it a cool story, and bam! Now you're going to get a few
Mhm.
million teenagers feeling edgy by buying that album,
But
jamming
yep,
it.
I wonder
because I
why.
have no idea where the triple X Tentacion. I have no idea what the attraction is. I
Right?
listened to like a
What?
couple of songs from him.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, yeah, all aboard. I listened to a couple songs, so I'm like, this is depressing. Put a
As
gun
fuck,
into your
bro.
mouth. Shit,
Yeah.
No, he was
it's
actually
depressing
turning his
music.
life around.
No, I don't know about his life. I'm saying his music
The
was
music was really
depressing
good.
suicide music. That was
Nah,
suicide music, man.
No, it wasn't suicide
that
music.
yeah.
I
So
can't listen to the whiny. I can't do it, man. I'm sorry.
He's dead in the neck.
It's not even R&B.
Why would it be
Yeah, he passed
R&B,
away.
bro, Tab?
Well, I'm saying like if you're gonna whine like that, at least be a crooner, like Usher or
No, he
you
had
know
more
what
like
I'm
a rock influence.
saying? Yo,
no, he had more of
it was auto tune, mumble mouth shite.
No, that's
more
not
of
it.
a Xanax influence. Is probably what he had. Like
He
that
didn't
shit
even
was
do
Yeah,
drugs.
depressing.
fucking Xanax influence, man.
That shit.
Xanax or whatever the fuck that drug is called.
You mean Lil Xan?
Man, I don't even know. Lil Xan, that's the other guy who said, which one of these idiots said like Tupac is boring?
Um,
He said Tupac and
I
Biggie
think
are
that was
boring or some
Lil
shit like
Pump.
that.
Lil Pump.
Lil Pump,
Think so.
fucking.
What an
Yeah, but I
idiot.
When you
expect
get
them
little
to say
snots
that
like
though.
that, his name should be Lil Snot. When you get little mumble rap, little motherfuckers like that, all of them, they need to get drummed out of the industry.
But
All,
what I don't
all of the Kodak Black, Lil Pump,
Oh,
Lil
whoa,
Nas
whoa, whoa,
X.
whoa, 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 whoa.
You like you like
Whoa.
Kodak Black? Really?
How fucking dare you as a Haitian man? He's the
He's
only
Kodak Black
garbage
made
though. I
one
don't care if
good
he's
No,
Haitian,
song.
no,
he's
how dare
garbage.
you?
Dude, he's garbage.
Yo, they all
Listen,
gotta go because they got. Listen, they all
yeah,
gotta go because they got black people looking bad out there.
Oh,
They
no,
all
yeah.
gotta go.
All that
They all
gangsta
go.
shit's got to go.
Hold on,
It's
'cause
getting
Kodak
these
Black,
kids,
no.
man.
Kodak
It's
Black
making
has
these kids stupid.
no. I would not tolerate Kodak Black slander. He is like an amazing artist, and he has a lot of
You gotta be kidding me.
songs. And I'm
He's a
not even
degenerate.
You gotta be kidding me. You did not just say
His
Kodak
IQ
Black's
is
an
like
amazing.
90. Like what
It's
the fuck are
fucking
you
Twilight
talking
Zone.
about?
It's the
All
fucking
right.
Twilight Zone.
And
She just
he-
said that
no.
Kodak Black's an amazing artist.
No,
Yes,
it's,
he
it's
is.
Bizarro World. That's what that shit
Yeah.
is. Upside down.
What the hell just
That's the
happened
fucking-
here?
No, he
It's fucking
speaks a
upside
lot.
down.
He speaks on things in the black community. He speaks about
He
a lot of.
speaks?
He's actually really talented. You just never listen to him. Shame
I've
on
listened. I've only heard one good song that he's made.
you.
That's
Which
it.
one was it?
What is it? Z Music, I think. I don't know.
Oh,
the
that's
name
the
of
Z
it.
shit. That's the Z shit. Okay.
Yo,
That's the only song I ever. But it's
No,
not
no, it's
him
not good.
that's good. It's the beat
I heard
that's
one.
good.
I heard one modern song just like 18 hours ago, probably at this point, that I liked. It was Tory Lanez or some shit with the baby.
Tory Lanez.
That show was cracked. That show
Tory
was fire.
Lanez.
The
I
Baby,
don't know
I'm
what
sorry,
the
that
fuck his name
motherfucker
is. I
sounds
barely know these people's
trash.
names. Huh? Who? The baby's trash.
Yeah, the baby sounds like he's making nursery rhymes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like all
Look,
of them really.
normally they trash, but that one song got me. That one song got me. I
I'm gonna
can't
have to
sing it
put you
here
on some
because
music.
the algorithm will snag me off.
I'm gonna have to put you on some music because I really don't
You
appreciate
talking about
it.
scat music?
Yeah, that one. I like that shit, man. I like that shit. It's
weird.
like you know what it is? It's probably because I didn't expect it. I heard the verse, right? I was like, that's decent. You know, nothing to it's not nothing groundbreaking. But then I heard the hook come in when he's like, it was all melodic. I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. You know, but nah, the rest of that stuff, man, I can't do it, man. The stuff is garbage.
Yeah, today is garbage, man, compared
Yeah,
to
man.
the 90s and even the early 2000s. Because I was reading the chat, Blood Moon, you're wrong. Rap was very good in the 90s and the 2000s. Even from the
What did
late
you say? It
80s
wasn't
and the
good in the
90s and
90s?
2000s. She
must
said
be
it was
crazy.
garbage.
She must be crazy.
all
That's
went
the
She got
one
a
down.
thing I
goddamn
could
mind.
ever agree with her. She said that. Okay, so she's not as bad as she seems. Yeah, she's right.
She said the 90s was trash.
Trash.
Not exclusive to
Listen,
that.
All right,
listen. Hold on, hold
what's
on.
good
Let me
hip
say
hop to you?
something.
All aboard. What's good hip hop to you? What era?
Kodak Black right now.
Okay,
This
wait.
bitch,
Let me just
says
say this.
she says
Let
she's
me just
selling
say
Kodak
this.
Black some more.
Yeah,
This dude is trash, son.
in the 90s, you had Tupac, you had Biggie, you had Nas, you had
Mhm.
Jay-Z, you
Nas,
had LL
Biggie,
Cool
Das
J,
Effects,
you
fucking
had
Wu-Tang Clan. Yo,
Wu-Tang
the
Clan.
Wu-Tang
Come
Clan,
on.
the Wu-Tang Clan, it's like 85 of them motherfuckers and they can all rap. What's fucking with that?
Well, who listens to anyone other than Method Man, Redman,
No,
RZA, Jizza, and
They
listen,
Ghostface?
no,
Name the
people
rest
listen
of
to
listen
them.
all
to
that shit.
anybody.
Yeah, tons of albums and people listen to all that shit. The only thing is, through bad spending, these dudes are mopping floors at
No,
Burger King now.
that
But
music was influenced by
everyone
crack.
was listening to Raekwon the Chef, You God. They all had hits. They all had nice songs. They all had bars. People
They were
listened to that.
all on crack. That was that
No, they
I
literally
don't
were
know if they
was
were
not.
on
all.
crack.
I don't know if
Where
they
did
were
Is
all
it?
y'all
on
get
crack.
that from?
But hmm?
Yo, they said it
Isn't
in their
you God?
songs.
No,
It's,
Professor Deck. That motherfucker's he's a teacher at Harvard right now, I think, or
There you
MIT or
go.
some shit like.
These dudes was
Like that.
not.
What are
They're
you
not.
so they
talking?
can't. So you think
And
he was at Harvard?
here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. These people, because Greg was saying this before, well, these people are leading you. They're the sheep that get the other sheep slaughtered, and then
Yep.
he gets to walk away because these fuckers were sitting here promoting all this alcohol and drugs and sex and violence, and all these motherfuckers are vegan. They're all vegan. They're all non-violent. They're all so basically you got all these throngs of kids following the cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all. Meanwhile,
No
you're a
kids are
peaceful dude.
listening to that shit. What are you talking about?
The who? No, kids don't listen to that stuff now. I'm talking about back then.
Back
You're not
then,
paying attention?
okay.
Yeah, back then, how they grew up, and then they listen to all these people who are promoting violence and drug dealing, like Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z, with all his rhymes about, I was on a Peter Pan bus, you were putting Peter Pan up in your room, y'all fucking with whom? And the kids took the wrong lessons. The guys using the proper the proper grammar and the rhymes, but what they took away from it was, hey, you need to be out here dealing drugs, shooting other niggas just for looking bad at you and all kinds of shit.
You know what's
Now,
interesting?
Well,
now all
like,
those dudes are
in my
now all those dudes
personal
are in
Wasn't
opinion,
prison.
actually
in my
Eric
per-
that
hold
came
on,
out
let
with
me let me
Juice?
just say something.
Wait,
Listen,
wait,
listen.
wait,
All
wait,
those
real
dudes are in
quick.
prison. Wait, let me
Some of the
finish the
members of
point,
the
though.
Wu Tang Clan and also the Locks, they came out with a vegan juice shop. So it's funny that you said that, bro. Tep. They
Yeah,
actually have
yeah,
a juice shop.
they're all vegan now, and too little, too late, nigga. Like you got all these people, they got fucked up livers and all kinds of kidney disease and all that shit from following your shit.
Yeah, Bob.
When you were propagating the nonsense.
The oligarchs and their family members are not eating chicken nuggies and
No, they're
washing
not eating that.
and washing it down with Mountain Dew. None of that shit.
But see, at the same, you can't completely blame them for that just based off of the fact that, like, growing up in the hood, that's all there was. They was just pretty much
Right.
rapping about their experiences. Like
Any hood.
as a
No,
kid,
but I know, and the thing
I
is,
didn't know, I didn't even know what the fuck a vegan was until I was 20 years old. Like I didn't know anything about veganism, anything until I was 20 years old. I grew up eating pork. I grew up eating ham hocks with collard
yeah,
greens. I grew up on all of that stuff because that's stuff that was passed down. When you in the neighborhood, like you was told to eat vegetables, of course, as a child, but everything that's marketed to you, it wasn't people would have been having, like, okay, for instance, the country has a high obesity rate, and that's not due to hip hop. So we can't really put the
Well,
blame
here's
on
the
it.
thing.
Well, I'm not blaming everything on hip
You
hop.
you eat
I'm
you
not
eat what
Paula
you have
from
access to, though. That's the thing. You eat what you have access
Facts.
yeah.
to.
And
And
a lot of
and the fact is Walmart has strategically moved all over this country so that
yep.
entire communities have to rely on their products, that they're that's a bunch of GMO fucking trash foods, a lot of dirty ass foods there. You eat what you have access to. I live in trashy Ohio, like low economic region Ohio. So basically it's all a bunch of trash food like that, a bunch of fast food, all that stuff. Now the they're not eating this trash, guys. They're eating organic. They're not necessarily all vegans, but the food they're eating is actually very healthy and nutritious and delicious. And it's completely different from what the rest of us are eating. Once you eat the good food, there's no going back to this trash food. Like, I'm miserable eating this food here in Ohio. I struggle to find something enjoyable here.
And I will
Why
say,
are-
like with hip hop, go ahead, all aboard.
Why are the people who are like, okay, so do you think that the record execs should be held responsible, because literally they're getting paid off of these young people making songs talking about killing this op, and they're smoking this op, and
The biggest purpose dead.
No,
Sumner Redstone is dead, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think
you
they
can't
should
really
be held
blame
responsible.
Sumner Redstone is dead.
When you had like records like groups like EPMD, right? You had a Tribe Called Quest. Like when they were big, they were like the hottest groups around, right? It was different. Record execs were paying them to make music. I think these record execs just care about money and exploiting people. They don't really care. They know if they could sell you, right? If they could sell you in whatever package they want to package you up in, right? They're gonna make money. They know nobody wants to listen to conscious rap music, right?
That's not true.
They know nobody.
I have to disagree on that, bro.
I do too.
So you're gonna get. So you think a conscious rap artist is gonna sell millions of records?
No.
Yes, I mean look at
not in this era, because the labels won't let them. That's the only reason.
Not even in this era.
Because
Like
you have that lame ass guy. What's his name? The stupid. What's his?
Sumner Redstone was the guy who
You have
perpetrated
like
all this.
there's a bunch of conscious rappers. They're all from like either Chicago. What is it? I can't remember any of their names. What's the
that stuff can do very
Don't
well?
worry,
Absolutely.
I'll wait. Name one under 30.
Public
what are
Enemies,
you talking
still
about?
doing
What's
good.
the guy's name?
what?
Kendrick
What do you mean,
Lamar.
conscious
You got
rappers?
the other guy.
They're not from. 1 second. Pause.
Tribe Called Quest is still running.
Hold on. No, he said under 30. Hold on.
Under
hold
30,
on.
30?
That's a mega star right now.
Kendrick
There is
Lamar
none.
and the other light skin
Nah,
guy.
it's all gangster.
Kendrick Lamar is not a conscious rapper. He may
Yes,
say
he
conscious
is. What are you
stuff.
talking about?
Let's slow it down. Let's slow it way down.
Okay, look. You can't ask for conscious rappers under 30 right now because they're not promoted. They're not
That's
out
my whole
here.
argument. That's my whole argument, though.
You
And they're
said
not
that.
promoted
Wait,
because no one is going to buy that.
no. That's not why. Greg had a good point before, where they're wanting to pervert your nature. They're not promoted. Consciousness is not promoted because you can't have smart people knowing about themselves and about their neighbors and getting along with other people. You can't have that out here and control people. If they need to control you, they need to have you at your worst. They need you to poison your body. They need you to poison your level of thinking. They need you to not get along with other people. Then they can control you. But if you're properly calibrated, because you listen to music that you think about, you're eating food that's straight from the ground and not from some fucking lab, then how can they control you then? The reason why those conscious rappers are not out here is because they're not promoted. And the reason why they're not promoted is not because they won't sell. It's because they don't want to promote them.
But what about J. Cole? Isn't he a huge
J.
rapper?
Cole's a good conscious rapper. But he has his ratchetness too here and there. He has his ratchetness.
What about Kodak
too.
Black, like we were just talking about? He's
Kodak Black
Yo,
is not conscious. He just got out of
Yes, he
jail.
is.
Stop.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
He is
Yo,
not conscious.
she's still pumping
No, he has
Kodak
a
Black.
whole album.
You
He
realize
has
that
an
Kodak
album.
Black
He has an
Black
album
said
called Kente.
you don't want to fuck no dark skinned bitches.
Oh God.
So what? I'm not dark skinned.
Kodak Black said he
What
want
does
to
that
fuck
do
no.
to
Oh my God.
I'm just joking.
He lost me. He lost
You
me
on
with that
time out
shit.
right now.
He lost me with that shit. That's where he
You
lost
on
me.
time
at.
out.
He said he didn't even say that. Y'all took his words out of
Oh,
context.
what'd he say? What'd he say?
Okay, what he actually said is he has a lot of he has a lot of self-hate because he's probably been told all his
That's
life
not what he
he's
said.
ugly. No, I'm gonna tell you. No. I can break down the lyrics.
Because I
so
seen the
won't
interview.
break
You
it down.
talking about the Vlad interview.
Oh my
So I
God!
seen the interview.
I'm gonna break down the lyrics. He said he's received a lot of hate, a lot of self-hate, and he said he's already too dark, so he doesn't want someone darker. He's never even been with a light-skinned person. All the girls he dates are all like brown. So He was
His
saying,
girlfriend is white.
Wasn't
His
it,
girlfriend is a
wasn't the
white
same
woman.
nigga?
What are you
Hold
talking about?
on. All aboard. Hold up.
all right, don't
Wasn't
make this
wasn't the
about Kodak. He is
Yo,
conscious though.
yo,
He is a-
yo, yo,
but
listen.
All aboard
All aboard.
runs the fan page for freaking Kodak Black.
I do.
Yeah, right. How much you paying you, woman?
Nothing.
How
Not
much
a
you
dime.
paying you?
What's the lady that ran the fan page for Selena? That's all aboard right now. They're just obsessed. Obsessed.
Oh, you talking Yolanda?
Yeah,
Yeah.
obsessed. Obsessed with Kodak Black.
Isn't all aboard? Isn't Kodak Black the same nigga who was on Instagram saying like, y'all black women better get y'all act together,
Don't y'all
otherwise.
be saying the same shit?
All these white women out here, they got asses now, and they got bodies.
When did he say that?
And hold on, they got
No, I
bodies.
think no. I
If
think
they
that was
learn to
Trick
fry
Daddy.
chicken, y'all bitches
No,
be
that was
out
Trick
of
Daddy.
job.
No, that was
That was
Trick Daddy.
That was Trick Daddy.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's Trick.
all these self-hating niggas, they all need to go, fam. They all
No,
need
okay,
to go.
but
I ain't got no sympathy for a dude who
but
says what
Sundown says
Kodak
the
Black
same
said.
shit. But Sundown be on your channel saying the same thing, and I don't see that.
Sundown's not on my channel. Sundown.
Okay. I'm just.
Sundown has never said anything disparaging of black women, right? Never.
Oh my goodness, I'm only teasing, but he does make some good music.
No, not Kodak Black. He said Sundown. He's not
I know,
Kodak Black.
I'm just teasing, but he does make. He
Sundown
made
makes music
called Kinte, Kunta Kinte, and he talks a lot about actual like systemic oppression and things like that. And yeah, and he's a millionaire.
Okay.
He's doing good things.
Okay.
What? He's a millionaire. What the fuck does that?
I'm gonna get you an interview with Kodak.
Yeah, you
Black,
ain't
so you
saying
can
how much you got.
because you caping hard for Kodak. He need to know about you because you caping hard for him right now.
No, you like it. I hate
Sis,
to say
I hope Kodak Black sees this live stream, sis.
Well,
You
tag
like
him.
it,
You
you
gotta
like
I hope he
use
sees this
tags.
live stream.
Get mad at her.
Add Kodak to the tags. Tags.
Oh, the boy like Kodak. I want to have your babies. Oh,
No,
your
I already spoke
we
to
gonna
him.
have some light babies.
I've already spoken
Kodak.
to him because I wrote him when he was in jail. Thank you very much. And
You one of these women who light these dudes up while in jail,
Your
sis.
new name is Yolanda now. Hell with that, homie. We calling you Yolanda for now.
Moral support.
I'm gonna tell Kodak to watch out for you, like real tough.
Whatever. Nah, but he's a good rapper.
Hold on.
She's gonna have Kodak babies for real.
Hold on, he did say, "I don't want no black bitch." That's what he said.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Exactly what he said.
Fuck that guy.
That's what he said.
These guys say worse every time.
Hey, I gotta say something though. I have a bunch of black friends down in Florida who all told me pretty much the same thing. They all date white women.
They all date white women?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. But here's the thing. What I found to be the case.
Majority of them do. Dr. Umar told us that.
I know. Look. They told you that shit. But what I found out is that black dudes who date white women, I mean, shit, guilty. I like all flavors of women. But we don't be on here like this promoting all this anti-black woman shit. Like that's a specific kind of self-hating dude, and that's why I don't fuck with Kodak Black. I don't fuck with Trick Daddy. I don't fuck with any of those. There was another cat, Meek and some shit. Miko and man, y'all know the names of these dudes. I don't know the names of the Miko some shit. Miko World. No, that's Miko Worldwide. Miko and Meek and some. Jesus, I can't figure out the guy's the two guys' name to begin to save my life. It's two dudes.
Miko and what?
No, it's two black dudes, and they were like, "Yeah, we won't fuck with no black bitches."
That's not even what he said. That's not even what Kodak said. And this is the thing.
No, not Kodak Black. I'm saying
but
those
Kodak
two
did say he won't
idiots.
date black women.
They sound as slow as fuck. Like they sounded slow. They're slow as fuck, man. And they were sitting there with anti-black woman sentiments just spewing through them. And they said that shit on one of the most widespread shows on the internet, Vlad fucking TV. And Vlad should fucking know better. Vlad be doing this shit on purpose. Vlad knows he's got reach. And then Vlad cuts the camera on and lets these self-hating dudes just go off at the mouth like that.
hold on,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Votep.
just
Can I say
I'm gonna
something
just
really
play.
quick?
Yeah, get Q.
Go right
Okay,
here.
this is what I'm gonna say. Far as Vlad, we gotta understand that even when he does turn on the cameras, it's not his fault that these fools are fools. And I hate
Yeah,
to
but
say
he
that.
lead them though. He
Hey, hold
lead
on,
them.
no, listen. That we're not taking accountability. Here we go again. These boys got these grown 40-year-old men, 50-year-old
Mhm.
men, 30, 20,
Yep.
and sometimes late teens have to take accountability. This white guy's not making you do that. Talk bad about us. We
Mm.
being talked bad about, excuse me, for so long. I mean, this is getting really like, okay, but it is what it is. And with that being said, I ain't to be funny. What did we talk about last time? If I find a fool, I'll bump their head too. And you a fool. You a fool. You
Mm.
get on there. Anytime you get on there and disrespecting dog out black women
Mhm.
like you have, I ain't trying to be funny. Now it's coming. It's like it's coming back on
Yep.
them. And with that being said, Vlad's cool because he's making the money off of you, and he's spending
Mhm.
that money that he's making off of you on his black African American wife. That's good. That's good.
Vlad married a sister. All right.
Vlad is
Yeah,
not. No,
Vlad is
he's not
married to a
married.
no. Vlad
No,
is
Yes,
he's
married to
not.
a black woman. He's married to a
he's
black
married
woman,
to a black
All right.
African
and
American
he
woman.
has a
Vlad
You
is
baby and
can't
not.
Shout out
get
to
everything.
black
him.
black
Shout out to
women.
Vlad. Shout
You
out to
can't
Vlad.
get
Yeah,
black women that
yes,
dark skinned
yes.
black
Hold
women.
on.
Do not call him a
And
roach. Do not call him all Kodak. All kinds of names. So
oh
it's
God,
like
come on
you
now.
can't say that.
You still caping for Kodak Black, yo?
Yes,
Yo,
still here.
wait, hold on. Let me just say something. Let me just say
But I'm
something
sure
real
that
quick.
same dark skinned girl that was sitting right by him, he probably called her a roach too. That's how sad it is. That's how real it is.
Well,
And
let
I'm
me
not
just
that
say
dark. And go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say for the fact that first and foremost, like it's like a double-edged sword because I understand that you have some black men within our community that can be colorists, and
Some
you have some black women that are colorists as well.
it's
A
more
lot of
black. Okay.
I would just
Go
say
ahead.
this: my personal
Let me
experiences on my personal experiences growing up, I didn't even know anything about like how can I say you had a lot of girls that'd be colorists just as much as some of the boys. At least when I was a child, I would see girls, calling boys burnt, calling them
Yeah,
charcoal,
crispy.
different things like that.
Yeah.
Some girls saying they only wanted to get with light skinned boys to have so their babies can have good hair, different things like that. It's just that the colorism with the women wasn't as promoted as it is with the men because men are the ones that's picking the women. So when you
Yeah.
have a guy that's blatantly colorist towards a woman, that will make a woman feel insecure about herself based off the fact that men pick women. So when she thinks she's not good enough, then she has these traumas where she go through in her life like that because of past rejection, because of her because having a dark complexion and different things like that. I can just and then some of these boys like you got to remember Kodak Black was born in 97. Colorism and all of that stuff has been here way before then. And a lot of that times the way you even develop it, you're not even aware. You're not even aware unless somebody is teaching you about what's going on. I can say even my personal experience when I remember watching the Say My Name video, right? When my mother, the Destiny Child Say My Name video,
Yeah.
and when my mother asked me, she said, "Which one of these girls would you pick to be your girlfriend?" And me unconsciously, I was like about what, 11, 12 at the time. I pointed to Beyonce. I was like, her. I don't know why. I just
Is
thought
your mom a
Beyonce
dark
was.
skinned woman? Is your
Yeah,
mother a
my
dark
mother
skinned
was
woman?
my mother was a
Okay.
dark skinned woman. My
Okay.
father's dark skinned too. I pointed to Beyonce, and I was like, I didn't know why. I just thought Beyonce was the most attractive. But with that European beauty standard constantly pushed on us, it brainwashes us into subconsciously thinking that European features or a lighter complexion is better. And then the only way we're going to be able to counteract that is we're going to have more media promotion on dark skinned for dark skinned sisters out here because I'm not excusing Kodak Black's behavior because the ignorance is just blatant. And he had a couple of good songs all aboard, but his ignorance outside of his music,
You didn't
you could just
listen.
huh?
You didn't listen. You didn't. I'm gonna have to send you all of his albums so I can educate you. But here's
Oh God, the
we
torture.
have
Well, I'm gonna just say
divestors.
this. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
We
get
have
just
him on
say
the
Yolanda,
torture.
chill.
divestors. We have divestors that are literally complaining because Kodak said he don't he don't want a a person that's his same complexion. He didn't say
No
he
one.
don't want black women.
Colorism is not a
Yeah, we're
red
not
flag when it comes
complaining.
to
We're just calling it for
relationships.
what
No,
it
but we
is.
have people who are
Ain't no
divestors,
complaining about it.
who
He is
are
who he
literally
is.
divesting from black men altogether. That are
It doesn't matter. We can say what we. I mean,
like
people can say what they want to say.
It's not
So
about
you know, I
divestment.
don't think
It's
it's
not about
complaining
colorism.
about it. We just calling
People
out what
just
it
like
is.
what they like. That's just is what
Yeah,
it is.
and I think it's
Colorism
People
is
complaining.
like
real,
what they like.
man. Colorism
We know
is
Colorism
that.
real.
is not real. Colorism
Yes,
is an ugly
Colorism is
woman.
real.
It's an
yes,
It's
it
ugly
is.
girl's
I can say
problem.
that.
That's what
And
that
I'm not
is.
even a. I'm not
Because
even. Go ahead.
pretty dark skinned women are not complaining about not getting chosen because they're getting chosen, right? And if
By
you
other
really
races of
take
men. Hold on, right? You about to? I'm about to say that too. They're getting chosen,
all groups of men, all
but
groups, black,
majority of
white,
time,
everything.
Lord, majority
Listen,
of time,
I'm not
majority
gonna
of
go there
times,
with that thing. I'm not gonna go there, right? But I'm talking about clearly, right? For there, everyone knows when you see someone attractive, cross racial lines, you find them attractive. When you see someone, right, in your community that's attractive, regardless of how light on the spectrum or how dark on the spectrum you are, you say, hey, this person's attractive. I find Lupita Nyong'o attractive. A lot of people don't. Brotep said Leslie Jones is attractive. I do not think she's attractive at all. It is purely individualistic,
Well, I also
right?
said Lupita Nyong'o was attractive, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it goes to my point is beauty is individualistic. I get there is programming that goes on. That's part of
right,
society. The dominant class is going to promote their women first because they're the dominant society. That's just
smart.
Yeah,
reality.
but
We would
it's
do the
not really
same
about
thing.
that because I also find Charlize Theron attractive. I also find, you know, Amber Heard despises the fact that
hold
I
she's
up.
don't
crazy as
find
cat
Amber
Hold
shit.
Heard attractive
Crazy
at
as
all.
cat shit, but
that meth
Um,
Amber
looking
Heard.
bitch.
hold on,
The
let me just
Amber
say
Heard.
this.
Wait,
Well,
hold up. No,
damn.
I'm thinking of Amber
What the
Geiger.
hell?
I just wanted to say I agree with Q. Colorism is real. If colorism wasn't
Yeah,
real, then
I think so.
you wouldn't even have women in India complaining about colorism
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
the caste system being
Yeah.
of the
That's
darker people.
different.
No, it's
No,
not
that's
different
different.
No, it
because
It
women
is
how?
different.
tolerate.
Oh
It
God.
is different.
Let me
I'm
finish
talking
one
about
second. Let me finish
purely
one
based off
second.
of
Hold on
physical
1 second. Can I
attraction.
finish, please, sir? Colorism, they was conquered by Britain just like the United States were. They went through over 100 years of colonization and everything. And in India right now, they have Fair and Lovely commercials, skin lightening creams, and everything
Yeah.
else. You know, and they all are trying to get the lighter that you are, the higher in the caste system that you go up in India. United
Yes.
States is no different. It's no different. I'm not saying colorism is the end all be all, but it definitely has an effect, and it definitely has its damages. That's all
Right,
I'm saying.
But we're talking about two different
right.
things, though. You're talking about it based off of socioeconomic, societal viewpoint. I'm talking about it pure based off of physical attraction
It
or who you
affects black
choose to
women on a
be your.
socioeconomic viewpoint as well.
Right.
No,
Well,
it
no.
does. I'm talking about when you look at a woman, right, and another man looks at a woman, right. You're going to find a woman attractive, right, regardless of race or how light or dark she is. You may see her and be like, yo, I'm not attracted to her. She's too dark. That's just your preference, right?
If if that didn't exist, you wouldn't hear "you're pretty for a dark skinned girl."
Mm.
Well, usually,
Well,
you know
You
yeah.
who
wouldn't
says
hear
that?
those
It's
you
Well,
wouldn't
other
okay.
hear
black
terms like
Well,
people.
that.
okay.
Other
Two
black
things can
people are
be
usually the
right.
ones that are saying that, though. It's
Right.
Huh?
usually
Okay.
white men are not, because white men generally don't like me. White men, a lot of times, they are
Like
white
dark skin
men.
girl.
A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times are attracted to dark skinned black women, and
Yep.
so
Yep.
In some cases, they are, but at the same time, that's the same system that's perpetuating colorism right now because they're not putting dark skinned women at the forefront. They're
I mean, they're
putting
the wives.
Because, but you
well,
know
most
what? Because at the end of the day, their counterpart is still their mom and stuff. They still gonna make sure they be cool.
well, not
They
just
are
that,
cool.
not
So
just
let's,
that. Q. They're putting lighter skin. Usually, they put lighter
yeah,
skin
right.
women
My
at
point.
the forefront as
My
well,
point
like
is that
lighter skin black
the,
Why
women at the
is that
forefront.
though?
if we have
Why
to
is
put
that?
something, if we have to put now, you see a lot of commercials now. You see a lot of commercials with white men, black women, but majority of times they do use the biracial, more white looking figures, so it is still the status quo, saying, hey, this is the way my mom looked. My mother is I ain't gonna say she's a African American woman, two black parents, both brown skin parents, can be America, like, that you look at like Meghan Markle or something that can pass, like, oh dang, okay, that's your mother, and I'm more brown skin, right? And looking at it from this point, seeing colorism, and seeing darker skin, because my niece, her grandchild is real chocolate. Her daughters are more brown skin. My mother's light. Her sister's more of a brown skin girl. Then the brothers are lighter skin. Well, two brothers are light skin and two are dark skin. But seeing it for what it is out in the world, not in my household, because a lot of times we regulate stuff at home. But when we look outward, it's a lot of mess going on. It is what it is, and not every dark skinned girl is beautiful. It's just what it is, and not every light skinned woman is beautiful. It's just what it is.
Nor every dark skinned man.
Right, it's fine. Hell, now Morris Chestnut, he's fine. I don't think Tate Diggs is fine.
Not to me.
To me, Tate, I see, right. So Tate Diggs is nothing that I will look at all. It's nothing appealing to him. I mean, about him to me.
The only thing, and the funny thing is, but I just don't like I don't like the dishonesty among some sisters either, because if the roles were reversed, I think a lot of sisters would be doing the exact same thing, because
they do the same thing.
In the 80s,
they do.
The 80s, light-skinned men was more promoted. Light-skinned black men was more promoted in the 80s, and a lot of women were going for light-skinned men. Now in the 90s,
they were promoted. Hold on, they were promoted. But they were promoted. Don't get me wrong. They kept putting that to the forefront. But at the end of the day, majority of black women liked chocolate men, point blank. And we all know this. No. Come on now. We all know this. They were promoted. They were promoted. Hold on.
I'll say this. Okay.
Come on now. We're going to play these games.
No, I'm not playing the game. You just disagree with what I'm saying. I'm not playing no game.
I'm going to say again, they were promoted. And you probably felt a certain way about them. They were promoted. But they were not the preferred.
Not a real thing.
They were not preferred.
Colorism is definitely a real thing.
It's not real. It's not real. No, it's not.
I think it is.
It's plenty of studies to back that up.
I'm fine. Huh?
It's studies done by women. That's good.
Roy Chess said no real. Q. I'm fine. Is he talking to me?
Hold on one second. Lord Okage, you saying colorism's not real?
No, colorism is not real. That's preference. And I'll just explain to you why it's not real. Colorism is only a factor when it's man on women, right? When a man is saying, I don't want this color of woman. But colorism is never argued when women are saying that they want this color of man predominantly. I.e., that's why colorism is not a real thing in black society, right?
You saying that's not a real thing in black society?
If that's not a real thing in black society,
it's
then
a real thing in Asian society.
One second, Rakim, give me 1 second.
Based on the way you described it,
if it's not a real thing in black society, why is it we have? Why do we?
Okay, Roy Chess, you fine then. I'm not against. Hold on, listen. Let's be very, very clear. I'm not against brown skinned guys, because I'm a brown skinned girl, or light skinned guys. Heck yeah. Or matter of fact, even other races, or another race or ethnicity at all. Let's be very clear about that. So yes, and it's beauty and all. Don't get me wrong. Hello?
Yeah, is anybody still here?
Yes, okay, I'm here. Yes, I was just telling Roy Chess, because he had made a comment.
See?
And I bet you are fine. Hold on.
I think Bro Top was going to make a point. Bro Top, what is your point you was going to make, bro?
Other men you mentioned. Okay, well, I'll forget them then. Okay. Goodness.
But does colorism actually make a difference in a job? Does it make a difference? Or do you think that people actually just see black people as black people? Or do you think that they say like, oh, this is a lighter black person?
Yes.
What do you guys
definitely.
think?
You have a lot of white companies where a lot of darker skinned people get passed up for promotions, it's a lot of situations where, especially when you talk about, let's say, modeling and everything like that, where some women will get passed up. Various things affects, especially darker skinned women when it comes to colorism. The
Well,
only
but
reason why
Naomi
it's not
Campbell,
hurting
he gives a
black
lot of
men as much.
examples of
Okay,
really
you got
dark skin
one.
models. Okay, but we only have there's only Tyra Banks that's lighter. Like, so many other different light skin models. You can say that there's no black representation, but I don't think you can make the point that
there are, but they never made it to mainstream too as well. So there were others.
And
so
vice
say
versa.
that too.
And vice versa.
But that's not colorism.
And you know what?
But that's not colorism.
You know what we forgetting, Q? We forgetting that the you got to remember back in the day, the people that was promoted to us back then, that was put off as the most beautiful black people, were people like Lena Horne, Dorothy Dandridge, people like that. And that helped brainwash a lot of people as well. It was the promotion of people that had more of a that looked more on the lighter side in the black community that was promoted, and that's been going on forever. Like a lot of black men and black women, same thing with society in general, didn't wake up one day and just say, "Oh, I'm just going to be colorist." No, it's due to media promotion that has brainwashed people, and it's just not us. It's a lot of society. Anywhere where it was colonization, you'll see remnants of colorism, from colonization.
So I don't know where
with that being said,
but that's not colorism.
Lord, but you
That's
can't
the thing
say you can't say that.
No.
Okay, what is
I don't know if
colorism
you're
under your
Latino.
definition?
That is not
You Latino?
colorism, right? Hold on for a sec. Yes, I am. But hold on for a
Okay,
second.
but so you can't
If you
say
have
the majority of people in power are not lighter. You can't deny that.
Yes, but that's not colorism. That's racism. That's a difference.
Okay. So but these are the same race of people.
Are you serious? So you believe in racism, but not colorism?
Okay, what people are saying is colorism. They're confusing parts of colorism with racism, right? And they're combining classism and racism into this colorism in certain countries, right? But I'm talking about, if you want to talk about predominantly in the black community, right, where you have the dominant society promoting lighter skinned African Americans, right? That is another form of racism. Colorism is just
So you're just playing semantics. You're just playing word
It's
games.
not semantics. No,
You're describing
semantics.
the same thing we're describing. You're just calling it something else.
No, it's not semantics. Because if it was black people in power promoting lighter skinned black African Americans, that would be a form of colorism, right? Because it's in-house, right? It's in the race. But if you have an outside group that's not a part of the race promoting a group within that race, right?
You and Roy Chess deserve each other. You and Roy Chess deserve each other.
It's not about deserve each other, but you have to be specific with the words that you're using to symbolize certain things. You can't call
you're describing the very same thing we're describing. Only thing is you're using a different word.
It's not using a different word.
Listen,
no.
Let me ask you something. What's responsible for Serena Williams bleaching her skin right now? The other day, what's responsible for that?
She didn't bleach her skin. She had
the image. Yeah, she did. She had
the images.
I will agree.
No, the makeup artist that they hired to do her shoot messed up her makeup. They hired a makeup artist.
They put makeup over her whole body, nigga.
Go look at Serena Williams' Facebook, Instagram page, and look at her more recent pictures. Come on, man! Like people just want to believe everything because it's now true.
But if she stopped using, if she stopped bleaching, listen.
No, he's right. That was the makeup artist. That's right.
She's Dr. Cone and she's a swirler.
Let's slow it down. Let's slow it way down.
All right, let's not talk all at once. Go ahead.
Swirler. Right? So that's what I'm saying. You can't really blame the colorism. You can't really blame it on lighter skinned black people, because the majority of light skinned black babies come from a dark skinned person being with a white person. And so they can't really just say that other people don't want them or other races aren't attracted to them or whatever. Like it kind of seems like a bunch of infighting where light skinned people are not really at fault. Like, just
No one said that light skinned people were at fault. Let me say that. But also too as well, I think things are getting better because, like you said, well, like I was saying, my mother, you know, you should know this. You guys are Latinos, so you know how it is in your family. You know, you got light and dark skinned folks, and we together at the end of the day. And we cannot let people project on us in our communities. I use that loosely, very loosely when it comes to Black community. But anyway, the same thing they have been doing to us here in the United States. Because like you said, it's a whole different cookie here. And it's really crazy. We understand and we know that. But now we're at a point that we're saying, hey, yeah, we're promoting our own, including the light-skinned girl. Because that light-skinned girl, again, is my mother. That light-skinned girl, again, is one of my nieces. That light-skinned girl is, hell, somebody probably called me, and it's so crazy. A darker-skinned person will call me, well, you know, you're light-skinned, even though I'm brown-skinned. You know, but I'm not. You see how that goes. So with that being said, I think that we just promote each other, and that's where we are. But let me ask Lord something. Lord, are you a darker skinned Panamanian, or more of a brown skin or lighter skin? If that's okay, if I ask.
I'm brown skin.
You're brown skin. Okay, no, it's not a bad thing at all. But with that being said, since we are aware now, y'all, so we just, you know, we're gonna take it from here. And those things that they used to do, they're unable to do anymore because we're promoting the dark, not only the dark skinned man, the brown skinned man, the light skinned man, not only the dark skinned woman,
Yeah, but see,
the light skinned woman, the brown, you know, because your daughter can come out. I ain't trying to be funny. You know how the game go. You know, you can, two brown skinned people can make a lighter skinned child or darker skin. You know how that goes. So I think that we just promote each other, and the ball is in our court. Let me say it like that. The ball is now in our court. We are aware of stuff. It's a lot that I have learned, not only from you, Bro Tip, Lord, and Rakeem, you as well, all aboard. And this young man that just got here, a little bit from him, from a couple of things with the gardening. But since we're learning from each other and we're eating off each other and we're receiving from each other and we're giving each other, now we can make a difference in how we do things. And yes, colorism is real, but we're going to scratch that because we're going to move forward because we got too many intelligent folks now. But that's what I want to
So we're
say.
gonna
yeah,
finish for
and I
Kodak Black.
But
and here's the thing.
Kodak Black.
I agree with everything that you're saying. It's just that us as Black people, we have to make sure that we're in a position of power to promote our own images. Because when our images are spoon fed, they're usually spoon fed by people in the dominant society
Yes.
who wants to, you know, if they're going to promote anything, they're going to promote something that has more European features to be able to say that's more what's the word I'm looking for? Palatable.
Palatable.
Yeah, palatable to the European, to the
Yes, sir.
masses.
But
And
do you
if
not?
you know colorism did not, hold on, who is that speaking?
Sorry, no.
No, I was gonna say if colorism wasn't real, then anytime when you see a lot of these beauty pageants that are in predominantly dark skinned countries, they wouldn't have the lightest person up there usually winning most of these beauty
Yeah, all
pageants.
the time. They're
You know,
all
like I seen them promote a
Yeah.
I remember they promoted a model from Haiti that was biracial and she won versus you know how many dark complected sisters are in Haiti?
fine ass sisters, and then they
Like
chose her,
like
man.
come on, same
But
thing with
then,
Right.
Jamaica.
You're right.
but
And
wait.
any
What about
places
Vanessa
where
Williams? Vanessa Williams, and then you had
Vanessa
the other
Williams was so
one.
long ago.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that
no.
was long time.
I'm still giving you an example. Same
Yeah.
period. Vanessa Williams versus the one that was married to Mike Tyson. I forget her name.
Robin
Oh,
Givens.
yes.
Robin Gibbons.
Robin
They were both
Givens.
Yes, she's
beautiful,
gorgeous.
right? And they were both, but Vanessa
Yeah.
Williams was like, she was like torn down, and
And see,
Robin
here's
Givens,
another
so
thing
it
that
happens
we're
on
not.
both sides.
Here's another thing that we're not
You're
honest
right.
about. Here's another thing that we're not honest about. Like, of course, Vanessa Williams, she talked about the racism that she dealt with, but here's the thing that we're not honest about is that a lot of lighter people in our community do have privileges within our community, and they do, and it has historically been like that. And a lot of people have um what's the word that I'm looking for, have benefited, you know, from, you know, from the privileges light skinned complected people have benefited from having privileges bestowed upon them by the dominant society within our community. So that's something that we're not honest about.
But we're not.
Even my
I think
grandmother would
also,
But
tell
those same,
are you going to be honest that about the things that are not privileges? Because I think that some things can seem like a privilege, but like you and I have spoken about
Mhm.
behind the scenes, they're like when you talk about light-skinned black men, for example, being promoted, they were usually promoted as a joke. They were literally like the guy. They were
No, not
promoted as
really.
like weak and soft. It's like a
No, they
comedy
was
thing if
promoted as
you're light.
sexual back
No,
then.
they were
Listen,
all these women were
the
pining
women,
after Boris Kojo and
yeah,
Shamar Moore and
Boy,
They
really,
call you
get
gay.
on. Listen, don't go there, y'all, because the dark skinned male has. Don't matter if I don't give a damn how many high yellow. And I hate to say this because we love our high yellows, we love our brown skinned guys, we do. But dark skinned black men has always been a preference for whatever
No,
reason.
I didn't say they weren't. I'm just
early
Wait,
I
hold
didn't
on.
say
Now
that.
we're not. Listen, y'all. We're not talking
light-skinned
about.
dudes was killing
Listen.
the game.
Can I hold on? Let me
Late,
say this. Hold on. Let me say it. And hold on. It's some fine ass. Hold on. Now let me say this. It's some fine. I ain't gonna go into that. Anyway, I'm gonna say this. When it comes to the darker skinned male, even if the lighter skinned guy was promoted, maybe because we looked at it as when we think of dark, and this is the truth, we think of masculinity. When we
That's
think of
why.
dark,
That's
hold on,
why.
let me say, I'm gonna say, are you right? You're right, Raquel. Let me say this. We look at dark, we look at, oh man, he is the man. Half the time that these guys that we look at that are dark, and not all, ain't even masculine. Some of them was looking at, other dudes,
But see,
so
Shamar Moore
it
and
was
Boris Kojo
promoted.
was masculine.
Yeah, but they tried to push him as, but yes, of course they tried to push them as masculine. They probably are, but what is always been historically looked at as masculine is a dark-skinned man.
Look
Point.
at me. I'm Black Superman.
Okay, so listen, hold on. Now with that being said, hold on. Now with that being said, when it came to the standard of beauty, and this is where it gets shaky at, and this is how the coin will turn. When it comes to a darker skinned woman or a woman that calls herself black, most likely, that has never been the standard of beauty that we have known in modern day. Now I don't know what happened back in the day on the Pharaoh's throne or whatever, but far as today, no matter how feminine you put her as, she's always not the first pick. And I believe it's with your male group, because I think if our male group really put us up there like that, I think that we would have been, because we see a lot of other male groups put up their women, even if they can be butt ass ugly. I'm like, wow. And it's subjective, y'all. Hold on. It is subjective, y'all. So I'm not saying it like that. But there's something about her. I'm like, damn, you really think she's pretty? Like, man, yeah, she's a badass bitch. I'm like, oh, okay, and we looking like, whoa, okay.
That's how I feel
So
about Sarah Jessica Parker from Sex and the City. I'm like, this mutant is who you're promoting as.
And I hate to
But
say it,
wait a
y'all, but
second.
the truth is the
Let me just
truth.
add this to you. I have to ask a question.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Lupita, for example, would you say that Lupita does, even though she's dark, she has Eurocentric features, or features that are
She does not have Eurocentric features.
She does.
She
No,
has.
she has.
Let me say this. Hold on.
No,
Let me
she
say
has
this.
East African features, like
Can I-
someone
can I-
from
But I'm saying,
Kenya.
wait. What I'm
No,
saying is,
no, those are not
let me
Eurocentric
clarify it.
features. You're
Let
in
me
Kenya.
clarify it.
Yes,
Let me
I
clarify
see what
it.
you're
Let me,
saying.
What
No,
I'm
no, you
saying
guys
is that
talk
she
for a long
didn't
time.
let
Let
me
me at
finish.
least
You
let
didn't
me
let me
finish
finish.
my sentence.
You didn't let me finish. What I'm saying is, she has features that are palatable, that are
That are soft.
familiar to
Yes.
a European audience, because she has a slender nose. Her features are very symmetrical. Same with like
Yep.
Denzel. That's
Come
what it used to be on Denzel's ass, because he's
I
very
detect the
symmetrical.
flaws.
He has a thinner nose, thinner lips, right?
Those are all found in Africa.
And we know
We didn't say
that.
that.
We know that. That's what
Come
I'm
on now,
saying.
quit playing. We know that they probably are found in Africa, but
What
they
I'm saying is
still
Not
the
probably.
world
Those
knows.
features were found in Africa
We
before they
know
were
that.
found anywhere
We
else.
know that,
know that.
Those are
but those soft
Kenyan
features
features.
are more deemed towards European than
It's
it is
more
African.
familiar
When
to
we look at a
them.
big nose, we're gonna
The
they love that me too.
language you're using is very disconcerting. They're more geared towards European.
I hate to
No,
Those
say
I
that,
said it's
those
more
people.
palatable
Let me
for
finish.
forget it.
European
Forget it.
Right.
audiences.
I get what you're
Right.
saying. Let me finish my sentence. You
Forget
can
it.
say something's more palatable, and that's fine. But what you initially said was she has Eurocentric
Well,
features.
you
That's
didn't
what
let
you
me
said.
finish. That was the thing, because you just started talking and I didn't get to finish. What I'm saying is that there are certain features. For example, Jay-Z is a lighter black person, but Jay-Z is called ugly by both black, white, and other, except for Beyonce. she's the only one that finds the beauty in him.
Girl, hush, no. There's other people probably also.
Right?
My ex-boyfriend was had real,
She say some
well,
fucked up shit.
2-3 times. You know, all my ex-boyfriends had more of a
West
African, features. You know, the lips, the nose, you know. So it was not that, you know. So it was what it was. But I think it's more acceptable for a man to have that, for a black man to have it, than a black woman. And it is what it is. Sometimes you can get in this cute. You be like, wow, she does look good with the big nose and the big lips. But usually, you know, sometimes, well, not. People are waking up nowadays, so you know it's like, okay, it is what it is, but it's acceptable for the men in our community to have those strong features more than it is for a woman to have those features. And it just is what it is. You know, we might not like it, but I'm not here to hope for what I want it to be. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. You know, I can't say I never cried many a nights wondering why black women are treated so bad. And I don't have real. I have bigger lips. My nose is a little bit more on the thinner side, so that's another thing too. So you know, it's not. I don't have a real big nostril, but my eyes are. I look like a average. I look like, if you say someone that look like a what's her name? A Megan Thee Stallion. Like Beyonce looks like a black girl. What's her name? India Ree. You know. That's around where I look, what I look like. So it's just crazy. I don't know, but I do know the white boys like. I do know that white men like extra chocolate, dark chocolate. My mother's a light. Hold on, but let me say this: my mother's a light skinned woman, and my stepfather, been with my mother for about a good, goodness, 15 years or so. I was like 20. So yeah, so she was a lighter skinned woman. And it's like, okay, but usually, you know, they don't mind the dark features, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe hold on, y'all. Maybe because listen to this though. I'm about to throw. Hold on, let me throw a curveball, and I'm gonna shut up. I promise. Maybe because they also understand that they don't have the features that are comparable to her to make those exact features again. Most likely.
I'm sorry, what?
Let me say. Hold on. Let me say this. I'm saying this in a. Let me
Jesus.
get this out correct. I'm just saying it, but like, can I say what I'm saying? I'm not here to make nobody feel good. I'm not here to make nobody cry or make nobody feel good. I'm just trying to say it like I'm thinking it might be, and I might be wrong. What I'm saying is that when we have black on black, right, and we say, dang, you know, the black guy look at the black woman like, man, I want my daughter to be. You know, I don't want her to have your features, my features, even though I'm black. That's fucked up. I see a lot of beautiful black. Hold on, not all. We're not talking about all. We're talking about this only a small part, as we say. I'm gonna say small part. But maybe when it comes to and I don't know because I'm not a white male. Maybe when it comes to him, he knows that he's a white male and he knows his features, right? And he knows what he likes because obviously he liked this, you know, because that's what he's marrying and having kids with. But he understands that he'd never make another Rakim, most likely. You see, he'd never make.
What the fuck am I hearing here? Wait.
There's a lot of projections.
You don't understand it, so forget it. I'm not even gonna try to explain it. So
no,
I understand.
I'm thinking that he'd never make another Wesley Snipes. His great grandson.
Who will never make another Wesley? Wait, who will never make another Wesley Snipes?
I'm saying that maybe when it comes to interracial dating, you know how we were saying that, you know, black women, their features, you know, whatever, so on and so on, and black man and black woman. A black man is like, I don't want my daughter to look like me. Or
no, I want my kids to look like me when I have them.
I mean, I do too. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of people that I'm just thinking that maybe I was going in on a limb. I was just thinking that maybe, you know, when it comes to the white males, it's like, you know, I don't have that problem because I'm not a black person, right? So my kids will not come out, you know, totally.
Well, no. What you're looking at is the lack of self-love.
They hedged their bets and they ended up with black men, and I think that there is a part of that where, you know, they were all, you know, they were self-hating, right? That's why they changed their bodies and their faces and their lips and everything, you know. And I think that they definitely, a part of it was choosing like a black man so that they can get the mixed features for their children, because they probably felt insecure about, you know, just being plain white.
Nah.
No.
What do you mean? What are the odds that all of them except for Courtney just ended up with all
No, they just want.
They're the dominant class that's promoted throughout. They're promoted as a standard of beauty. I never
So you
ran
don't think
across.
that them changing their butts and their whole face has anything that you don't think that's like they have some self hatred?
No,
Oh, you
that was
talking
pure.
about the Kim Kardashian types?
The Kardashians,
That was
like they
that
literally
was
changed
purely
their
for economical reasons. That's what it was
right,
for.
but they saved their children some money, I'm guessing, so they don't have to go buy the lips and all of that. And they got a black baby, a mixed baby. Because Courtney, all her children are like with a white guy, right? And
she likes white guys.
I don't think it's a coincidence that all the rest of them just happen to have black guys.
No,
I
they
don't
like
think
black guys.
Because that's their
She's with
preference.
a black
They like
dude
black
now,
dick.
Their
supposedly.
Like,
preference.
that's not.
They like
It's just a
black
preference.
dudes.
She likes
Yeah,
black
but
dudes. That's good.
I think a large part of it is all okay. You can't tell me that what's her name, Kylie, because Kylie looks like a completely different person. She completely changed her face. And you can't tell me that she didn't purposely try, like, because why? She knows if she were to date a person who looks like her original face, the baby would be ugly. And let's just be real.
What the
No,
hell?
she did what
The hell
Kim
am I
did,
hearing?
but
Would
on
have
a
been
bigger
ugly.
level.
If Kylie would have dated a regular white guy, if she would have dated a Scott Disick, you think her
But
baby
she
would have
didn't
been
like white
You
guys.
guys
She liked
can't be
black
this
guys.
shallow. There's no way you guys are this shallow.
well? Don't
What
No, we
maybe
didn't say
she ain't want her baby to be ugly like her. Look, man,
Well,
people
you know
date
what?
who they want. Like,
Listen,
yo,
I would never date a short guy because my baby, I would never put on my child. My man has to have good teeth.
you don't
good
get to
hair,
decide. Your
and then
genetics
when I say
decide
good
that. You
hair,
can,
I mean strong hair,
right,
no
yeah,
male pattern
right,
baldness.
and you're gonna date. You're
And
gonna
he has to
date
be at
a
least
tall
6
guy.
foot 2. And
Right,
that's
you're
it.
gonna date a tall guy, and then
Absolutely.
right, you're gonna date a tall guy, and not understanding how genetics work, you're gonna fuck around and end up
No,
with
but I
Kevin
understand
Hart.
that if I
You're
date
gonna
a
fuck
guy
around and end up with Kevin Hart because you don't know how
I know
genetics
that
work.
if I date a guy that's 5'5", that's my height, I'm gonna
That's
end up
not how
with.
genetics work. There are plenty of
Well,
people who have parents who are
I'm
5'5"
not
and they're
taking
like
the
6'1".
chance, and neither did Kylie Jenner. When I'm not taking the chance.
Not how genetics work.
Yeah, I think you guys are just overthinking that shit, man. I just
Okay, well,
that's just overthinking it.
Yeah.
People like what they like. Like that's just is media has something
Nah.
to do with it, but people just find people and here's the thing. People date in proximity. People like that's just what it is. Who you're around is who you usually end up with, right? So if you're a white person around a lot of black people, you're probably going to end up with a black person, right?
They don't
If
be
you're
around
a
a lot
black
of black
person
people.
around
They
a
I
don't
lot
be
of
around
white
black
show
people,
my
people.
identity
They import them.
online because I have too many ducks in the air, and I don't want companies that I try to work for to find me or my face in some of these streams where people are saying different kinds of racist things. However,
Okay, I apologize. Yeah,
no,
I
no.
apologize.
However, no, I'm not talking about that. However, this is how dark I am, and believe I want my children to look like me. That's my skin color. I want my kids to look like me. There's nothing, and I like white women, I like Asian women, I like black women. Whoever I choose to have children with, it won't be a thing where I'm like, oh, I hope they don't come out with my features. No, it'll be because, hey, this is the person that I happen to have fallen in love with. Not no chip on the shoulder like, yo, I hope she don't come out with, if I have a daughter, she don't come out with my skin color. She don't come out with my nose. She don't come out with my height, being 5'7", 5'8", around that height, right? I can have a baby and it can grow up maximum height to be 5'6" or 5'5". Genes work like that sometimes. They can come out to be 6'8". Genes work like that sometimes because I have members of my family, extended family, who are like 6'5", 6'6", 6'8". Genes are weird. And
you can have a white family where they have a baby, and from 2 generations ago, the black family members' genes come out, and this kid looks like a pure black person. Doesn't look like they're white at all.
And then now, mommy got some explaining to do.
Right.
No, but how often does that happen though?
Yeah, that's rare, but you know, Hold
And
It's a
the,
on.
rarity.
the norm is tall
Yeah,
parents,
but you
small
look at the
child.
twins.
I don't know
Look
which
at
one of
those
y'all
twins.
said white supremacy, but
Uh-oh.
Yo,
yeah.
what's going on, guys?
What's good, Rad?
My boy Rad, what's up with you,
Oh,
bro?
what up, Rakim? What's going on?
How you doing, Radical?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm just joining in the stream. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about everything
Been
under the sun,
pinballing
really.
topics.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
We were
Okay.
talking about the
but
Kardashians.
I'm just sitting here waiting for us to get the torches and pitchforks out. Really, is
to go down
against
this
the
elite.
global elite's got to go down. Other than this
Yep.
other shit, I don't really care much about. I don't care. I'm just sitting
Yep.
here blazing and listening.
This dude lighting up.
Gotcha. You also
Yo.
didn't like try to alter your appearance like the Kardashians did. So
No.
I don't think that you can say.
No, I don't. I mean, you mean alter? You mean like grooming? Like making sure
No,
my
I mean like well, I don't know.
you know
I'm not
my
saying
shape up. You mean like my shape up is crisp and shit like that? What do you
butt
mean like?
implants, waist trainer, butt implants, lip fillers.
Nah. No. Wait. You mean like jogging so I could get rid of these love handles and shit?
No, I mean
That's
like
that's body mod too. Exercising.
No, you know what I'm saying because
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So I definitely think that they chose the children, the fathers of their children strategically. I don't think that was just by coincidence. Like,
but there's nothing wrong with that.
No white guys. They just don't love
Yeah,
no white guys.
And I don't think they did that to want to be black. I think they're doing that because of how culture is going right now with all this Instagram thought business.
Literally,
We got to remember that the Kardashians were Instagram thoughts before thoughts or Instagrams were invented.
But they literally blackfish. They've been called out for like literally blackfishing.
No, they haven't. No. If you see Kim,
God,
Kim was
Lord,
darker
please be
before
quiet.
her surgery. Kim was. Look at old pictures of Kim. She looks darker in her surgery before she got all the makeup than she is now.
Yeah. Okay. Look, she's white, but she's a med.
She was doing it for like
she's Armenian,
tanning and putting on makeup to make herself look
right.
much darker.
Now she started to lighten up, and she might be doing something to lighten up now. Maybe it's like, okay, let me go back to trying to be a little bit more lighter, but it is what it is. I'll say that it is. What it is. You know, it's good. Oh, let me say this too. As an African American young woman, I am used to seeing black on black. Always have been, or African American on African, black American on black American. Beautiful kids, generations of them. You know, we can go back from when we had the afros to the plantation, whatever you want to say, and to now. We have had beautiful babies, beautiful sons, beautiful daughters. Always have. I don't know what the hell happened to where everything has switched up like it is, but it is what it is. And it used to be a time I used to feel like I wanted, like you said, Rotep, daughters that look like me, right?
Yep.
I wanted sons to look like me, and I still do.
Yep.
I don't mind that. But now where I'm at, my kids are my kids. So if I remarry my ex-husband, you know, because we were talking, but if I did and we had a kid that's going to be African American, well, not African American, sorry, Black American and Chinese, right? That's still my child at the end of the day. So for me as a Black American woman, I'm not tripping off of the skin color and all this stuff, because I heard it when I was younger, when it's like, oh, that's your mama? You know, that's your mom? And I'm like, yeah, that's my mom. Okay. You know, she got green eyes. She got blue eyes. What's it? So was it never was like, ooh. And even still to this day, when people get to say like, oh, I got to get some contacts, some crazy shit like that. You know, for me, it was never nothing big like that.
I don't know
when I was little,
stepped into, but I have no idea what we're talking about. What?
You probably don't. If you just came in, you probably don't. So what I was going to say too, when I was younger as well, I used to say, well, no, mama, you know, you're white. Now I'm 5, maybe 5 or 6. Like, you're white. And she say, I'm not white. You know, Q, I'm not going to say my name. Q, I'm not white. I'm Black. I'm like, you know, I'm Black American like you. I'm like, you know, but I didn't understand that as a kid, you know, seeing the rest of our family and how colors, we from the chocolatest to the lightest, and it wasn't nothing like that, because we all come from, and I'm sure you know this too, Rakim, and the rest of you guys know it as well, come from big families with a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it ain't no like, But
We
as a
got to
Black
this
American
point
woman,
because Lord Hokage says colorism doesn't exist, that it's
well,
not real.
yeah, I believe it is real. I'm gonna say that too. I believe it.
Be
And
more
everybody has
specific.
their own
I
experience.
said in what contents though? What contents
Yeah,
it
Well,
doesn't
it's
exist?
context, explain the
Business
context to,
promotion,
We're talking
explain the
business
about,
context,
promotion.
explain
especially
the
here in
context to,
America, Lord. How long have you been here, Lord? Let me ask you a question. You said that your family came from Panamanian. You are first generation or second or what? Or how long have your folks been? If it's
I
okay if
was
I ask, if
my
it's
mother
okay.
was born in Panama. I'm an
Okay, so you
immigrant.
basically
My mother
you
was
first.
immigrant. My grandmother was immigrant.
Okay, okay. So what about you been here what about 50 years or so?
I've been here my whole life. I was born here.
Not you, I'm talking about your family, maybe about 50 or 60 years.
About that.
Okay, no, it's nothing wrong with that. It is what
No.
it is, right?
Yeah, about I think the 70s
My
they came
family
here.
came here in a floating door.
Okay. So what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. Some people understand and some people don't. The way of life here in America, man, everybody knows it's weird, crazy, and it's something. And since we
Well,
all are here, we all share this soil, right? And some folks experience this mental thing here in America a little bit different. Some can get with it. Some people from other places can say, "Man, I understand. I know it's colorism because it's there where I was at as well." But even here, it goes back, and we're
yeah,
trying to
hundreds and
rectify
hundreds of
this.
years.
Let me say, we're trying to rectify it, because we know that. I looked at his hand as he was writing. Beautiful skin, beautiful posture on his hand, and everything else. And I'm for sure everything else is great as well with Protect, right? I'm for sure you as a Panamanian man, I'm for sure you say you're brown, so I'm sure you're beautiful as well, right? We have this young woman all aboard who is a Dominican and Puerto Rican, is it? I'm for sure a lighter skinned woman, like you said. I'm for sure she's beautiful as well.
Hold
We
up.
have,
I'm not Puerto Rican. Don't do
huh?
that. I'm
I'm
Dominican.
sorry. Okay, well I didn't know. I know you're Dominican and something else. Then we
No,
got
I'm not
Rad
Dominican.
here, and then we got
Dominican.
that's beautiful. We seen him as well, brown
Yeah,
skin.
yeah, I'm beautiful. Yes, I
Man,
am.
same.
Okay.
And then we have
What's the
Rakim. Chocolate
what's the
man,
core of
right?
the point?
I'm
So my
brown
point
skin. I'm brown
my
skin.
point is this: colorism has existed here in the United States of America, and a lot of us have experienced it. And we're just trying to handle business where we can get a level playing ground and we can say
Okay.
so. I'm glad that we have this internet here where we're doing this now because everybody knows that the news is going down. Fake news, as my buddy Trump say. I'm sorry. I like Trump, but anyway.
Okay.
Fake news. And now that we are able to do stuff like this, this is not going to stop. So that's where I'm getting at,
Yeah,
basically.
and
If
see,
that's
I
what
think for people need to understand, like, you can't say colorism doesn't exist, especially when you're talking about people that are ADOS, people that's been here for hundreds of years. Colorism has been here for a very long time. Like, I don't know how it is, based off from what I hear on the islands in the Caribbean or like in parts of Latin America.
colorism's there too. It's there too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah,
definitely,
yeah. It's
definitely.
there. It is. Especially in I'm gonna just say my experiences in Dominican Republic. They teach the girls to blow dry their hair, like straighten their hair more European like by the age of like 4. So that's already instilled in them. You know what I mean? Especially in Ecuador. In Ecuador, there's a thing where you try to at least try to get try to try to get the lightest person to marry somebody else because to basically bettering the race or whatever the
Right,
case
right.
is.
Mejorando la raza. I know
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah, 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 yeah,
Dominican
yeah.
Republic, but that's
Again,
Latin
yeah,
American
again,
term.
it's not everywhere in Latin America, but there is parts or there is some families who do
Oh,
practice
it's
that,
everywhere in Latin
and
America.
and yeah, yeah, but what I'm saying is there are some families that do practice that, and they don't see nothing wrong with that. They just see as okay, this is what my parents told me, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And then
But
like a
what I
lot of
know,
people.
I'm sorry, one second. What I noticed is that white people don't care about any of that. They look at you and they're gonna be like Mexican. They're gonna be like spick. They're gonna be like inward. Because they're looking at the phenotype. They're not just looking
Well,
at like your complexion. And I've never
yes.
seen. I haven't seen it. Well, I'm just saying from my and I've been in corporate America. I've been like in these environments, and I was also a coon at one point, and I've seen it.
Boo.
Well,
I've already built
I
myself.
wanna say one thing. I wanna say one thing that
They see you as a threat.
by the way, I met Blood Moon on Saturdays. So shout out to Blood Moon.
What?
What was it?
The Blood
When
Moon.
I met Blood Moon and it was me, Blood Moon, Tina, and all what was it? Blood Moon brought her daughter, and there was she had like a little tricycle thingy or whatever the case is. So there was some older white people in front of us, right? And when no, for real, for real. So when her daughter was
Oh.
trying to go through, they just passed by. So they moved out the way so she could just like ride her thing. And when she rode her little scooter thing, that's when we just started walking. And then the white lady goes like, "I meant for her, not all of you Negroes." And I said, "What?" And I looked at Blood Moon. Blood Moon was cooning. She said, "Oh Lord, I didn't hear nothing." Pretending like she didn't hear none of that. I'm like, "Oh shit, oh man."
Shit. Okay.
Blood Moon was cooning. Tina was cooning too.
Yo, you got this dude came in.
Is there
Come in starting fights.
No, but what I was gonna say is that
Yo.
yeah, white people, not all of course, but the ones that control media and everything, they know the difference. They definitely know the difference, especially when they're judging by beauty standards and everything like that. The reason why colorism exists, because like I said before, colonization is because of the way that the media promotes to us what's beauty. And a lot of us trying to, like, a lot of people subconsciously practice colorism, maybe without thinking about it, because if no one teaches you any different and you grow up watching television a majority of the time, then that's what's going to be in your mind based off what's been projected to you as beautiful and what's been projected to you as unattractive.
That's a fact. That's a fact, and this is something that we have to understand as people with conquered passes and
Stop
with
the cap.
ancestors who've been conquered. We have to understand that the European beauty standard is something that is portrayed and it's something that's
Stop
promoted.
the cap. Stop the cap. I
Bro,
can't
you
believe
say
grown men are sitting. Hold on for a second, because I let y'all talk. Here's the deal, right? We are all grown men, right? When you look at a woman, you're either turned on or you're turned off, regardless of how what
sex
her.
is only
Hold on,
one
hold up,
part.
hold
Sex is
on.
only
Let
one
me
part.
finish.
That doesn't mean you're gonna
Hold
marry
on.
somebody
It
or you're
has
gonna
nothing to
put a
do
ring on
with
it. That doesn't even
anything. You look at a dark skinned woman or a light skinned woman, you either want to smash or pass, right?
Okay, so
Most men
what does that
don't
mean?
That's not how
care
that works.
about.
Not how that works, Lord Coggin.
It is how it works. It is how
No.
it works for most men.
You,
Some men are
no.
asexual. They just pass on everybody, right?
So you saying
some people
Lord,
hold up.
Okay.
Some people are indoctrinated into racist ideologies, so they don't want to deal with someone from a different particular race, right? But if you're talking about, will I sleep with this person? Will I date this person? Most dudes can't even get women. So you're gonna tell me some guy is gonna be like, yo, I'm sexually attracted to her, but she's dark skinned, so I'm not gonna deal with her.
Hold up, those
So,
racist
Are you
by
really
that
gonna make that
logic,
argument? Are you
by
really
that
gonna
logic,
sit here and
by
make
what you're
this
saying with
argument?
that logic,
literally
by what you're
enslaved black
saying with that,
people and hated black people, but they were still smashed. Those people were called slave owners. That was literally a thing. So I kind of agree with him. I have to be honest. I kind of agree with him. And another thing is, you guys are sort of shallow to just make it all about beauty standards. Like, who gives a fuck if someone's pretty? Why is that?
it's
Like,
not just
oh,
about
this
beauty
person is
standards.
attractive. Why do you think that? Like, just being
Didn't you just say Kardashians gonna have ugly babies?
Here's my
Yeah.
point.
No,
I
I think
want to
they're
make
baby.
my final point, and I want to end my viewpoint so I'm not misconstrued. When I say colorism is not a thing, right? I'm talking about purely based off of who you choose to sleep with and be with, right? It's not a thing, and the reason why it's not a thing, right? Because we all find different people attractive. If we're talking about in the black community, right? You will see a woman, she could be light skinned or dark skinned, you will find her attractive, right? Regardless, colorism is only a thing now is because certain groups of women are not getting chosen at the rate that they wanted to get chosen. Because when women were going after certain
Okay, that's
groups of men,
okay. Yeah, all right, stop,
it
stop,
wasn't
stop.
an issue.
Okay,
So
right,
now
got
that
it.
it's an
Okay,
issue, it's colorism.
right. Okay, let me take this item for item here. First of all, most men are not getting women out here. The 9 billion people on the planet would indicate otherwise. Anybody can get laid out here. All right, anybody can get it. So if you're selecting some incels, those are outliers. Those are people who they've gotten in their own way mentally. Who's giving me all this feedback? They're a bunch of dudes who've gotten in their own way and they've become incels. They can't anybody can get laid. Just step outside your door. Opportunities exist all over the place to get laid. Whether you're straight, gay, black, white, Chinese, purple people eaters from fucking Mars, it don't matter. Second thing is attraction is learned. There's certain forms of attraction that's instinctual, but most of the stuff, ooh, I don't know why I like her long hair. Maybe when you grew up, most of the shows you watched had a bunch of cartoon women with long hair when you were smaller. Then when you're watching all these Disney Channel shows, bunch of women with long hair, you took to that. Now when you're growing up, you find that alluring. That stuff indicates that upbringing has a bearing on your sexual attractions. So when you're saying, "Oh, you're either attracted to her or you're not," that's very simplistic and reductive. You're not seeing what they're saying, which is society is grooming you to like a particular set of looks over another particular set of
Yeah,
looks.
that's what I was going to go with, bro. Tab. Like
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think I think it's going to be unreasonable or is going to be unfathomable for you to actually say that certain aspects in the media, which the media is very strong with imaging, you can't say that certain aspects in the media we are not going to be at least indoctrinated with the
Hmm.
certain viewpoints of beauty standards that the media is going to be putting out there. You know what I'm
I
saying?
never
So
said that. I never said that. I
no,
actually
the,
I have a
agreed
well,
to
well,
that
question
point.
though.
no.
So
The way you
how
were,
come white how
the
come
way you were implying it is like it made like the media such a small entity, like it didn't even have an effect whatsoever.
but wait a second,
I'm
how
not saying
come
it
there's
doesn't
not like
have an
a huge
effect.
amount of black women or darker skinned women that are just attracted to white men? Like how come it seems like it's just because I don't know too many women that are attracted to white beauty standards for men. So
In
what
my
is that about?
travels as a white guy living in black neighborhoods, I'm an okay looking guy. I wouldn't say I'm hot or ugly. Typically, white guys are not looked at as someone to date by most black women I've known. Most of us would date a black woman if they would do so, but like rarely could ever find one. There was one I almost dated several years ago when I was single, but it was there. I don't know. There's this. That was in two different cities I can recall. There was.
But is it Greg? Is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Greg? But Greg,
Hmm.
you have to admit, as you being a white man, you know you are the top commodity when it comes to dating. Even
Yeah,
in
not
even in
dating. They'll
Asian
they'll marry him though. They'll
well,
marry
yeah,
him when it
even
comes time. Oh, yeah.
In Asian cultures, they'll either marry within their group or somebody white. That's
White.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
They'll
Indian,
marry.
the same
Nobody's talking
thing.
about dating. He's talking about dating.
I've pretty much had different experiences when I was single in different cities, and mostly it came down to in almost all the cities, if you have a lot of money, women want to date you.
Yeah.
If you don't have a lot of money, then they've got a bunch of excuses why
Well, we
they
are
don't want to
talking
date
about
you.
women, bro.
That's how it
Yeah, but
works, guys.
how come the beauty standard was pushed on women as well? Like all we saw was white men in media and magazines, Brad Pitt and all of those different people. That's all we saw. How come we're not like being just like how come we're not throwing ourselves at the the feet of white men? Or is it just that you guys are swirlers? Is it the man's fault?
No, men
Is it that
care
you
less
don't
about
want
race. Men care less about race than women do because there's less repercussions for men to date outside their race than it is for a woman to date outside.
Exactly, but
right?
that's what I'm saying. I don't think so. I think that, and I also think that men are the ones that are telling these women they're ugly. So I'm coming to the conclusion.
What the hell?
Yeah, because these women, if I told a woman she's ugly, she wouldn't care as much as if bro told.
I don't know about all that.
No.
Are you kidding
Can I
me?
say something? Can I say
Because I
something?
say that to Blood Moon all the time, and it doesn't even bother her.
I see ugly
women
chicks
don't-
getting laid all the time. they get
Women
laid quite a
don't
bit, in
care
fact.
if the average guy calls her ugly because the average guy to most women are invisible. That dude's invincible, like invisible. Like she doesn't care. So, but if the guy she really wants to sleep with says that she's ugly, then she cares because she wants that guy. But if the guy
Listen, I
at
don't even-
CVS says that
Did
she's
you
ugly,
just say the average guy's invisible to women?
No, it's
most
true.
men are invincible to women. Yes, it is.
No, most men are not invisible to women.
Yes, there is. When it comes to
Where the fuck do you live?
sexuality,
Can I
where
ask
do
you?
live, bro?
Hold on, Lord
There's two
Okage,
women
let me
here.
ask you something. Why are you
It's
lower
regional,
the volume a little bit? Let me ask you something. Do you think we've gotten to 9 billion people on the planet because, like, maybe 10% of the population of guys that you're indicating here are fucking
It's
all
actually
these billions of
40%
women?
of men. They actually did a study. They actually did a genetic study, and they said
Men
40%
are
of
bank
the men
accounts to women. Okay, that's all they see as money.
No, they only see us as the arbiter of resources. That's what most
Lord
men.
Okage. Lord
Most men are
Okage.
invincible to women. Women are not out here looking at every guy. Women look to disqualify a man before she looks to qualify him. Women
Lord
will put you down
Okage. Lord
real
Okage. Please think higher of yourself, sir.
think you
think higher of
It's
yourself,
not
sir.
about what I think
And
of myself.
anybody,
It's about
look,
reality.
listen, hold on, pause 1 second. There are a lot of myths floating around. That is a myth that's floating around. The second one is these leagues. She's way out of your league, or he's way out of your league. When some other girl, so when some girl is trying to browbeat and discourage another woman, there are no leagues out here. I've seen
There are
motherfuckers in
leagues.
wheelchairs. Yeah, go ahead and believe that, and then you can go around and have less luck
You're
with
talking
women.
about anomalies.
That sounds like you're having less luck with women, man. It sounds like you're
I
having
had
a hard
very
time
good
with
luck
women.
with women,
I
but I'm
completely
talking
agree with
about
you.
I live in reality, right? I talk to women all the time. I know women will have a freaking Rolodex full of dudes in their phone, right?
those are my
But there's
women,
how many dudes are they sleeping with?
I hear you, but it doesn't mean you can't get laid if you go outside right now, dude. You can't get laid like within a week. You can't come back with something to the crib.
Exactly.
Really?
All you gotta
What the
go
fuck?
is
What are you doing,
all
bro?
you gotta do is find the most
You
vulnerable
really are
chick
not
with no
understanding.
Not the most vulnerable.
No,
Man,
you're not
stop
understanding
that.
what I'm
Stop.
saying
No, listen.
because you're trying to turn it around on me.
I'm
And
not
it's not
turning
about
nothing around.
me.
I'm saying
It's not about
where.
me.
No, hold on. Where you go? Like, let's say a
Even
pizzeria. There's
questions.
nobody that flirts with you there. And it's not like I'm fucking. It's not like I'm
you could
Idris
start
Elba or
you
some
could
shit.
start you could start at Planned
No.
Parenthood.
You are
Hold up,
missing
Brad.
my
Hold up,
point.
Brad.
You're
It's
missing
not,
my point.
dude. Hold up. It's not like I'm Idris Elba or somebody like that. I'm saying like dudes who say this stuff are not looking at every opportunity that presents themselves. Girls are flirting with you all fucking day. That's what
I
they
know
do, and then they pick
Go to
they
Planned
pick on who.
Parenthood.
So why are you saying
standards.
like most men are invisible to women? Well, if
Most
they're
men
flirting
are
with you
invisible.
because
Even the women aren't here telling
you're
you
just
that.
No,
repeating
it's
it, but you're
absolutely true, bro.
you're
That is
repeating it,
true.
dude.
That's
Hold on.
true.
You're one second. All aboard. Lord Okage, you're repeating it, but you're not expanding. I'm at least expanding on what I'm saying. You're just repeating it, and we're just supposed to buy it.
I've
Girls are
explained
flirting
it a
with.
million times.
No, you didn't. Listen. Girls are flirting with you all fucking day so that they have a smorgasbord of options. Okay? You're not invisible to them. You're one of many options. And
No,
you
I'm
just,
not.
you're not an option. Okay? Believe that,
The
sir.
ratio. Hold on.
It's up to
I
you.
will take a girl 2 points
I
lower
got you.
than you on attractive scale, right? The ratio between how many guys hit on her,
Nigga,
flirt
this
with
is
her versus
fantastic. It's
how
more
many
bitches for me.
guys
Keep thinking that shit.
flirt
It's
with
more bitches
you
left for me.
is low.
Yes, I agree with you,
no,
sir. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Because
More
most
women
dudes
for me, bro.
believe if a
More
girl
women for
just
me, bro.
smiles at them.
I hear you.
I
I
know
hear you.
guys that think, oh,
I
she
hear
smiled at
you.
me, she wants me. That's not how that
No,
works.
Wait,
that's
she
fucking
don't?
stupid. That's not what I said. That's fucking stupid. That's not what I
That's not
said.
how that
But
works.
but
That's a
but
question.
I hear you. Keep believing that. That's more women, more options for me, bro. Go ahead.
Wait,
Do
You
you?
can
so if
listen.
wait, so if a
Motivate
girl,
each
so
other.
wait,
Did you guys do?
so if a girl smiles at me, she don't want me. Damn, yo.
She
Rad,
wasn't
rad.
even
Here's the
looking at
thing,
you.
right?
She
Here's
was
the
thinking about.
thing. You
She was
over
thinking
look.
about the guy on her
You
phone. She's gonna
ordering.
call later. She wasn't even
One
thinking
second.
about
One
you. She
second.
wasn't looking at
Wait,
you.
listen. Get all aboard. I'm sorry. Get.
I
She
said
was
that she
thinking about.
wasn't even looking at you, Radical. She was looking through you, thinking about the guy that she's gonna call later. She wasn't even looking
No,
at
Oh,
you.
see,
Rad,
that's
don't
what
Honestly,
it
listen to that.
was.
She fucking with your self esteem, bro.
no,
Don't
it's
That's what
listen.
true.
it
If
is.
you're under
No,
six
no,
foot
no. It's
one,
not true. No, it's
if you're
not.
under 6 foot
It's not.
one, I guarantee you, we've never made eye contact with you. It was just
Oh,
because you're on the same
yeah,
eye
that's you.
level.
That's you.
That's not
That's you.
cool.
But I'm seeing way too many fucking Kevin Hart looking niggas with a whole bunch of bitches
They're
out here for me to
rich.
believe
They're
that.
rich.
I've seen
That's
way
what
What
I'm
too.
what
saying.
No,
No,
they're not rich. No, they're
all
not rich. Don't tell me what I see when I walk outside my door.
all I'm saying, if some women have a height standard, then men have to have a weight standard. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but that's
Yeah,
fine. You
yeah,
can have
but she's
that.
not worried about that though. She's not worried about that.
No,
Right.
that's
Well,
Of
I'm
fine.
course.
good then if that's the case, for sure.
If
So I'll make sure I keep myself on point and I cook.
But
And I cook. So
there you go.
Yo,
But no, Lord, you're right about that. What you're this is the truth. The average woman does not even look a man in the eye, and I'm joking about the height because there's someone for everyone, right? I'm teasing. I like to just hurt you guys' feelings sometimes. But the average woman does not look in a man's eyes. The average woman has way more options than you guys ever will. And when I say options, I
how
mean
are you saying that's his? That was my fucking point that you're
when
riding
I
on.
say
It's not
options,
his
I mean
point. It's my point.
actual.
you're
that
all
is my
aboard.
point.
I mean
No, I
actual
was saying that the women. Listen. Hold, pause. I was saying women keep all their options open and they're flirting with you all fucking day. I didn't say they'll look
No,
in your eyes.
no,
I
they're
never
Not
brought
not.
that up.
everyone's flirting, but
What I'm saying is
No, they're not.
what I'm saying is you will go into, let's say, a pizzeria or something like that, right? If you're not
Mhm.
fucking Quasimodo, right? Or
you buy him a pizza.
you don't bring a lack of swag like it sounds like you're bringing into the game, Lord Hokage.
So now
She
you
will.
just lost
She
because
will
that was a
no,
that
no,
was
no.
that
It's
was an
not.
ad
It's not
hominem. That
personal.
was an ad hominem.
It's
So you just lost your whole argument. Because that was an ad hominem.
Look. No.
Because
That was not
you're
ad
going
hominem.
personal.
This is how this look. A person's argument reflects on how they present themselves out in the world. So if a guy's
I'm taking
if a guy's
myself
telling me
out
that
of it.
women don't look at him, that's an attitude he's
I
bringing out
never
in the
said
world.
women didn't look at me. You said that. I never said that. I
What
never
were you
said
saying?
anything
What were you
like
saying,
that.
Lord
I
Hokage?
never talked about myself in this whole thing. I'm
I
talking
want to
about
finish.
women in general.
Let me
Women
finish what I
in
was about to
general
say.
don't look at most men. They
Listen,
want to look at the best of the best, right?
but
Or the
listen,
guy
women
that
in
they
general, we
That
don't look
that's not
men in the
that
eye.
sounds like
Women in
MRA
general,
talking points though.
as
That
a
sounds like
woman,
MRA.
as the only woman speaking, women in general, when we don't normally we're not really taught to make eye contact with men or be outgoing with men in general. So
We weren't
when a
talking
woman,
about eye
you
contact.
you guys are taught to spend our money.
yes, and that's true. But women in
We weren't
general,
talking about eye contact.
much okay. Well, eye contact for me, that if I make eye contact with you, then
Let me ask you something.
that's
All
a
aboard.
sign.
Right, I hear you.
All
All
aboard,
aboard.
all aboard. What's the best? All aboard. What's the best eye contact? Looking eye level, or you looking up?
Usually looking up because I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that's right. You
Am I
better
from
bend down.
down?
Yeah, that's right. You better nail down. Yeah, that's right.
No, but women in general are not out there, are not as outgoing in general. So
Yo,
I agree with him because
I just want to let you know,
men,
suck
No
my
one
dick,
said.
Radical.
No one said anything about outgoing.
Radical, you
no,
I
but,
think.
fucking
but
faggot.
I think
women,
there's a problem here where people don't recognize nuance. But go ahead, continue.
Bitcoin is flirting. Go on, Bitcoin. What were you saying?
Radical, what's up? Suck my dick. But other than that, how's
Jesus
everybody
Christ.
doing?
That's the kind of show it is now. All right.
Yeah.
Yo, Lord Hokage left.
No, Kage's no. He's here. His the average guys yanked him off the screen.
Yeah, but women women have way more options than men. You can't say that we don't. Like,
of course,
that's what I said. That's
Okay,
what I said.
can I put some clarification into this real quick? First and foremost, yes, women do just like how women may ignore average guys. A lot of guys want the best looking woman because women are taught to go for men who have the highest status that they can get, and men are attracted to beauty. So, but somewhere we all meet in the middle, based off
Yeah,
of
I can see that.
from what Lord was saying.
You got to
It
speak for
sound
yourself.
like
I'm attracted to low self-esteem and insecure hoes. So
you say what? Yo,
yeah, but
it sound
Bitcoin, that's like
what the
$250
Lord
an
was
hour at the
saying.
same time.
Hey
It
guys, I'm
sound
gonna
like
crash out. Thanks for having me, Bob.
Good
Oh,
night,
definitely,
Greg.
definitely,
all right,
man.
take it
Good
easy,
times.
Greg.
Bye,
You
Greg.
guys have a great one.
You
Based
too.
off of from what Lord
Have
was
a
saying,
nice one.
it just sounded like that. He sound. I'm sorry to say this, Lord. You just sound a little bit bitter, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
it's easy to
bitter
go.
and insecure, man.
All of your arguments are invalid. I never made it personal about me. I never talked about myself. Right?
Yo,
I never said anything. Hold on. I never said anything of what I do to get women, and it's nothing but attacks at me as an individual for how
no,
you
no,
sound.
no.
No, no,
We're
no,
not
no, no, no,
saying
no,
you.
no.
No,
We're
we're
not
not
Because
saying
if
you
you're
attacking
can't
gonna,
you.
get
you
women.
have to make an
Ain't
argument.
nobody here saying you can't get women, bro. We're saying that the outlook that you have here is kind of like it's strange when
Okay,
and you don't and you seem to not understand nuance when women
I understand nuance.
ignore women. Hold on, women ignore the majority of men. That's called being aloof. You're not invisible to them. They fucking see you, and the
No, when
moment
I
they see
say
that
invisible, I mean sexually.
you're,
Sexually.
can I
That's what
finish a
you're
sentence tonight?
invisible sexually.
Can I finish a sentence tonight? Can I finish a sentence tonight? Can I? They ignore you. That's being aloof. They see you. And yes, they see you as a possible sexual option. The moment, if this is evolutionary biology here, if they're not aware of their surroundings, they can't pick the best possible fruit. So if they ignored you because you're invisible to them, what happens when you win the fucking lotto? You know, like, oh, Bitcoin is back. Or if they see something in you, oh, you know what, this dude is into this particular field, or he's about to graduate with a fucking doctorate in whatever the fuck, that's paper. If they're not aware of all that stuff, how stupid do you think women are? They're hyper aware of the men. They're hyper aware of the
That
men
doesn't
around them.
lead to
They
sexual
ignore.
attraction.
Hold on. They ignore. They ignore the majority of them because they're not. What do you call it? They're not the presenters. You men are the presenters.
Right.
And they get to select. They get
Right.
to select.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not that you're invisible.
Wait, bro,
You're actually proving my point.
Did you just say that women are hyper aware of their surroundings?
Yeah. You don't think so?
Have you seen them drive?
Oh,
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Yo, Q, what's up, Q?
No,
What you
that was
wearing, baby?
no, he
Q, what
totally
you
missed
wearing
that.
right now? What you wearing, baby?
oh gosh, would you leave me alone? What the heck?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Q. You've been very quiet. I'm
All I'm
sorry,
saying
guys.
is why you gotta keep on attacking black women though. That's crazy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, radical, you are a black woman, so
Yeah,
I'm
that's why I
Damn,
feel
bro.
triggered. That's why I feel so triggered.
That's
That's why I
exactly.
feel so triggered. That's why I feel so triggered.
Bitcoin is on bullshit tonight, huh?
hmm
Right. Already coming in starting stuff. It's no good.
His Caucasian hooker was filled up.
I'm a nondescript. I get all types of hookers. It don't matter.
Yeah, she was filled up. The other meth head didn't call you back, bro. Is that what it is?
Man,
She was
this is
smoking.
crazy.
She was smoking her life away. That's
It's
what.
like we're living in two separate realities where I kept calling you Roy Chess because I'm starting to confuse the two of you now. Lord Okage, you really haven't seen the army of women out there who have like 12 men. They're not sleeping with all of them, by mind you. It's just one is paying the phone
Some of
bill,
them are simps. Yeah.
the other one's paying the
You're
phone
making my
bill.
argument for
And
me.
no. They see those men, and the moment that they become sexual prospects, they'll sleep with them. But if they can get away with stuff without sleeping with them, they will. but they're not invisible to those women.
I'll tell you what
Women are hyper aware of the men around them. And I'm
if
sorry.
we
Go ahead.
save your number, it's gonna be anime. Like I'll be like, okay, anime, phone bill, car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you for proving my point.
Okay, how did
individual,
how did both me and her prove your point?
Because you as an individual, right? If she has you for category food, you as an individual don't matter. You're invincible to her. Your only value. Hold on. The only time you are seen.
If you allowed yourself to, hold on one second, Lord. If you allow yourself to remain at that station, that's really on you. That's not on her. Because ain't nobody gonna use the fuck out of me. So let's say
that doesn't count in my point. But that doesn't count.
That proves the point again, right? So everything we say to counter your shit.
Well, bro, tap. I actually do see what Lord is saying.
What you do in the situation.
All right, what do you see? What he's saying?
I do see what Lord is saying, because if she has you as food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say she has you as food. Do you really want to be spending your time getting out of that category?
No. Whether I want to, that's a different thing. That's a different thing.
Okay.
That's a different thing. But whether you can, that's something else. Whether you want to.
But I do see what Lord is saying, because you're basically not even an option. You're just, the plan B. If you're just food, not even, right? You're like an afterthought after all the plans already failed.
That's like if she runs out of ramen.
I see what Lord is saying.
That is what I'm saying.
No, that's not what he was saying.
That is what I'm saying.
You're picking up points. That's not what you were saying.
No, that is what I'm saying. But you're not understanding what I mean by invincible. What I mean by invincible. Hold on.
Why are you saying invincible? Invisible, not invincible.
Invisible, invincible. I get those two mixed up. You know what I mean, right?
It's okay, Lord. I can't speak either. It's all right, bro.
She doesn't see you.
I'll admit I am invincible to women.
Okay.
You're a white whore right now, like I did for the whole world, and then you're the fucking.
She may see you, but she
hold on,
man.
Can we let the lady speak for a minute? Let's let the
Bitcoin's hookers have him under.
Yeah, nigga, but I show and prove. Yo, niggas don't like me, but I show and prove. I'm the real deal. I don't fucking.
Lord, can I say something to Lord real quick, Lord?
Yes, ma'am. You can.
I think that everybody, and I was just thinking about this earlier, and it's funny that you said that. I agree with you on some points, but I had to come to the realization that almost everybody is a plan B. That's how messed up the game is. Hold on, listen. This is just real. Hold on, listen. Can I say this? Because okay, you were married, right? That was your woman at a point in time. That was your number one at that point. Now that you're no longer married, you're going to your second plan, and that's okay. And I have to really come to terms with that. Like, hold on, somebody's plan B, but hold on, somebody else is my plan B, and sometimes the plan B was better than your plan A.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and I'm not saying like that, but I agree with a lot of things that you just said, though. So that's what I want to say.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Sometimes your plan B is better than your plan A. That's real.
The taco guy.
I had a lot of plan B. I had a lot of plan Bs in high school.
I'm doing some coke right now.
Bitcoin, get your head out of a crotch.
I had
a lot of plan Bs.
I want to hear what you're gonna say.
All right.
Get your head out that girl crotch, Bitcoin. We can't hear you.
Lord, I want to
hear me. You can't hear me.
Now we can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yo, listen, Q. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. All right. On your place as a woman. That's the first thing. First fucking thing I'm gonna tell you. And listen, if you're gonna be a woman's plan B or plan C, it's because you let her be until you grab her fucking neck and you let her know the fucking boss is like Bitcoin does. That's all you got.
Bitcoin.
Like that. Bitch, you want to go to eat? You want to go to eat? Good. I'm gonna take it out your fucking ass.
And then after,
and you know what? She might not like you. She might not like you. She gonna respect you. She gonna
and
respect
then after you come out of jail after a year, that's when you'll.
I'll come out of. Guess what? She'll bail me out, and she'll be the type of bitch to bail me out after I fucking smack.
Bitcoin, that is not cute. That is nothing cute about that. Come on now. I thought
it's a New York thing. It's a New York thing. It's in New York.
I don't know what part of New York that's from.
I don't know what. This guy lives in the LGBT.
You mean the Staten Island? That's
No,
a
that's the
Staten
borough.
Island in
No,
New York.
that's not. No, it's not Titan. That's the
New York
borough of
doesn't
Rikers
even have
Island,
cash
nigga.
bail
That's crazy,
anymore.
bro.
Yeah, it's the
Girls are scared
Rikers
of
Nah,
it,
Island.
he
man.
probably
For
from the
real.
Borough of
Bronx. That's
Rikers
probably that
Island.
Bronx shit.
Wait, but seriously, Lord, I think that what
You
it
guys
is
need
is
people
you
like
have to
me.
be
You
at
guys need
standards.
people like me.
Listen,
You can
yo,
point your fucking finger and say he's the fucking bad guy.
Bitcoin,
Listen,
Bitcoin's the type to communicate to his woman while he's beating her.
no, but
And you have
listen.
to, because you have to
Can
send
I
her a
say something
message.
serious? I'm being
You can't
serious.
just hit her for the sake of hitting her.
Wait,
She got to give her a
Lord.
message like what not to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I think what it is that you know that you can get a woman. Like it's.
It
I
has
mean,
nothing to do with me.
no, wait. Let me
You
finish.
guys will keep saying me.
No, let me finish. What I'm saying is that I think that you have standards and you want a certain type of woman, right? Because everyone knows you can go have sex and get herpes. Like, I mean, come on, Bitcoin.
That's right. That's right.
Like you're saying that you don't want to get like just any random woman.
And
the
there's
woman
cringe
that
for
you-
that. There's something wrong with that.
I don't think he was even saying that.
me.
If that's what
I
he's
think
saying,
he
then
is.
I
That's
agree with
not
him.
what I'm saying at all.
Okay, see, that's not what he's saying. Because if that was,
Let him
I'd agree
explain
with him.
himself so we can
If
hear
that
him.
was,
Let
I
him
would
say
agree
it
with
so
him.
we can hear him.
There's nothing to do with me. I sleep with women all the time who I'll be like, yo, who the fuck is Scooby?
Real
And they'll
women
be like, oh,
or
just some dude.
real women or women who just say that they're women.
I sleep with these black queens. You know what I'm saying? That speak
Oh, okay,
Russian.
okay, all right,
Queens,
You know what I'm
huh?
saying?
Okay.
okay, all right.
What, like the Queen
Uh,
Tina's channel?
On the third season of RuPaul's.
No.
It's a queen. It's a queen.
Nah, son.
Not the sandwich
It's a
maker.
queen,
No.
bro.
Nah, son.
Back.
My point is this, right?
Lord is gonna say some women have penises.
No, didn't you say some shit like that? Didn't Marco play some shit? You
Yo,
saying that? Don't let me call.
shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
no, it was Rancho. Rancho did that. Don't let me call Rancho right now, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
You little
going to
Dominican
check,
fucking boys. Puerto
get
Rican
the
bitch.
clips and shit.
Yo, that's funny. Nah, go ahead, bro.
No, what I'm saying is, if you really understand women and you really talk to women, right? You see how women look at guys, right? I'm talking about guys, all guys, not the guys that they want to sleep with, but every guy, right? Men are they talk about we've put women in the categories. No, women put dudes in the categories.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
I agree with that.
So when I say most men are invisible, right, to women, I'm not saying that these women don't ever look at them, but I'm saying they don't pay them attention. Once they see them, they write them off. Like you talk to a woman and ask her, "Hey, what store do you frequent on a regular basis, on a weekly basis?" And she'll tell you, and they'll be like, "There's a
Burlington Coat
guy."
Factory,
There's a supermarket or some shit.
Walmart,
There's a guy that she sees there every day.
the
She doesn't
Container
even remember how
Store.
that guy looks, right? But you will remember the chick with the fat ass that you go see at the store once. You understand what I'm
Facts.
saying?
What women
So when I
don't
say
remember how you look,
Shout out
though.
to
They remember.
Brenda. She always
Hey,
goes
they
there
can I
at 4.
don't,
say something?
So shout out to
they
Brenda.
don't.
You know her too, Rod? You know her
Yeah,
too?
she goes there at 4 to get cat food.
To get
Guess
I
what?
just wanted to
She
say
has no
something real
cat.
quick.
Yo, girls, you remember when you crazy?
Yo, I just wanted to say something real quick. Yo, when it
Yeah.
comes to women, like a lot of women, they have more options, especially in their youth, between the ages of shit. I don't know, about
18,
16, 17,
16,
18
yeah.
to 40. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
They're
like
little hoes out here, yeah.
a lot of women
Radical would know about the
No,
16-year-olds for
no.
sure.
a
Radical knows about
lot
the
of women,
16-year-olds.
you gotta understand a lot of women date based off of the options that they have. Women are taught to date men that are on a certain level, you know,
Yeah.
and that's even a level to that. Where you have some women like, I'm not fucking with a man if he ain't got no car. I'm not
Yeah.
fucking with a man if he ain't
Facts.
got no house. I'm not
Cap.
fucking, you have
There
to
was
have
a chick in my block that will only smash dudes that had Jordans.
no, but
Listen,
you gotta
Yo, I
such a
don't know why
fucking
you
dude fresh out
laughing.
of
I
jail.
don't know why you
and then
laughing. I'm dead
and then
serious.
some women date
I mean,
some women
everybody on
date
your block got Jordans. The fuck?
and then
Yeah, except for me.
some women date based off
For the
of
streets, homie.
proximity. If they growing up in the area where they're not
True.
used to seeing those
True.
resources, they may date that guy. But
Yo,
also
Rock,
too, you got to
no,
make sure.
Rakim is speaking facts. Yo, how many house parties you probably went to, and them dudes who actually went to school with the girl that's in that party for some reason now that their girl now and shit. How many times that shit happened to me literally all the time, bro?
Yeah,
How many
yeah, hell
how
yeah,
many
hell
mollies
yeah.
did you put in your drink, Radical?
Well,
No,
dang.
I don't do
But
none of
see,
that
here's the
Molly shit.
thing. Here's the thing. If women are used to men pressing up on them, like for instance, let's say at 17, 18, she's a dime. If she's used to men approaching her that has money, more than likely she's gonna go with those men that have money, or she's gonna want you
Yeah, I gotta
to
be right
have some
back. I
type
gotta go
of
make some money playing
resources.
poker. Talk shit with you guys in a minute.
All right. Well,
Bye,
I'm about to
Bitcoin.
And
shut this
then
down in a minute too. I'm about to shut this down right now, actually.
yeah, because she's used to men coming at her at a certain level, so that's the men that she's gonna require. A lot of the times too, you got to make sure you able to talk to women, man. You got to make sure you presentable, you got nice cologne, you know how to dress well, and
And you're not
everything,
mean.
huh?
Right. And you're not
Yeah,
mean.
Yeah, and you
true.
got to have like, don't get me wrong, character matters, but you got to make sure you ain't broke either. You got to make sure that you able
I
to,
Facts.
don't know. It's a lot of broke. It's a lot of broke guys with
Listen, I fucked more women when I
Facts.
was broke than when I had money. I'm sorry. That stuff that you gotta be have money to, that's not listen, it helps. It helps ease the
Yeah.
burden,
Nobody.
but I
Nobody.
smashed more chicks when I was in debt and had barely any money to my name
Nobody
than when I
smashes
But
had
more
long
than the guy.
term,
Nobody
no. But
smashes more
long
than the guy that works at Burger King or the guy that like shelves at Walmart. They be
yeah,
getting all the
listen,
well,
big.
it
chicks letting
depends on
dudes
that
smash
quality
that
Yeah,
of
only got a
woman
nine,
but
too.
it's the
that live
quality
with
of
like
smash.
five
It
Though.
depends
That's
on
what
the
I was saying.
quality
The
of woman
quality.
too.
The
You have
quality of
Right.
smash. Like what the hell?
No, you
let
can't say
me
the
just say
quality of
this. Let me
smash.
just
You
yo,
can
say
say the
this.
quality of
there's
woman.
Let me just
doctors
say this. Hold
getting
on.
pregnant by
Can I
fellas.
finish,
What you
Chifu?
talking
Can I
about?
finish 1 second? Let me just say this. It depends on the quality of the woman. If she's coming from an area where she's not only used to dealing with a certain caliber of man, then that
Yeah.
man that's working at Burger King, he may be able to attract the same woman
Yeah.
that's working at Burger King
But then here's
or she's
another
working
Facts.
thing.
across the street at McDonald's.
It
Because
could
Facts.
be.
at
It could
that
also
point,
be a dynamic if the woman, right? A lot of times, here's the shift. If the woman is older and she's messing, a lot of times women do the same thing men do, where they can be there can be an older woman and she's gonna mess with a guy that may be like 18, 19, 21, 22, right? But she's older and she's established because now she has the power dynamic. Or it could be a guy that's broke as fuck, but now you have your own house or your own apartment, so now you have the control because what are you gonna do? Pack up his PlayStation and leave? He don't got nowhere
well,
to
that's the
go.
women
That's
that
like
has
the
that
power
control
dynamic.
factor. That's the women that's used to being in control in their relationships.
yeah, not I
And a
won't look
lot
at
of the
my
time, and a lot of the times, those women only looking at those younger guys for sex because
Right.
they already got the
But I'm
resources and
saying this is
everything.
when the
And
Burger King
also she
guy,
better have a strong internet connection for that
you
PlayStation
better
because
have a Wi-Fi.
Sunday is game night. You know what I mean? I
Right.
gotta get that 4K in.
And she better know the plug for the weed. You know.
Rad
Exactly.
is on that. Rad, you on that sauce tonight? That's what you
That's
on.
Definitely
But
on that sauce
look,
tonight.
but I just wanted to make this one statement before look, I've been rejected by women. It's certain that's how you get your game up as a man. You
Yeah.
you approach women, you're not afraid of rejection. But also I've rejected women that was into me too. So
Mhm.
Facts.
it goes both ways, man. Like you make sure your money is in order, you make sure your finances is in order.
Yep.
Some women you're gonna be able to pull, some women you ain't.
Yep. On that note,
This was a good
look,
stream.
yeah,
I enjoy
I'm have to
I'm
get
sad.
some stuff done for my clients, get my money up, so I could get me a chick look like Adria Arjona to make OG Del Rancho and Chivo mad as fuck. So let me get some last thoughts from everyone on the panel. We'll start with Rakim.
Okay, my last thoughts is going to be this was an interesting stream. Thanks once again for allowing me on your platform, Bro Tep. Really
Absolutely,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
And we pinball through a lot of topics on my time of being here. But when it comes to like what we was talking about earlier, colorism is definitely an issue, and it has been an established issue, especially in the United States, for
Sorry.
as long as media promotion has been around. Um,
You know,
Also, when it comes to women, women the women are by nature hypergamous. Women want to
Yep.
get the best option of man that they possibly can get, and men are naturally attracted to women's beauty. You want to get the best looking woman that you possibly can get, but somewhere,
Facts.
but somewhere in between, they meet in the middle, where she may not be um uh 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 let me say, I don't know, Halle Berry is somebody like that, but she's a decent woman and she's decently attractive, and you may not be a Jeff
Yeah, Idris
Bezos or
Elba,
something
or
like
yeah.
that, but you got
Hold up, was that your colorism coming out? Halle
I
Berry.
was
say
thinking the
what?
same thing. I didn't say anything. I was thinking the same thing.
No, that was the first name
Hold
that
up.
came to my
I
mind.
know.
That was the first name that came to my mind. Okay, so
Wow.
chill, chill. But but not like, and you might not be a Jeff Bezos or anybody like that, but you're
Mhm.
able to provide and you're able to make a decent income to support a
Facts.
family.
You might
So
not be moving like Tiana Trump, but you know what I mean.
and
Uh,
as long as you got some character, you got some type of style about yourself, you know how to conduct yourself, you know how to speak to a woman, you'll be all right, man. And don't be bitter if you just spent, most of your life in the house, playing Uno or playing online video games. Then maybe you might be awkward with women, which, like, with women, you got to get their attention. You got about 2 to 3 minutes to get their attention. If you don't do anything within that, then you know
and here's a
yeah.
clue for the guys out there to get their attention. Just put your wallet down on the table.
Bitcoin's down with
That
that.
works too. That works too. That's because it's about finances at the end of the day. It's about finances too. So we just can't ignore that and think you're gonna go out here and pull the baddest woman over off of your character. Cause just like some dudes that say women are gold digging, some women may say, well, men are beauty digging because you're trying to get the most beautiful woman for nothing. And
Mhm.
we all know beauty costs. That comes at a price. You got to make sure that hair is done. You got to make sure that you give money for nails. Like, if that's your main chick,
What?
if that's what you messing
Well,
with,
She better have a
so you got to be
job.
making sure you can
What?
you can
Of
provide.
course.
be quiet.
I do
You always
not.
have something negative to
I do
say.
not sleep
You
with
should
broke
be
women.
paying for
I
stuff
don't
like
do
that.
See,
that.
that's the reason
No,
nobody. That's
I
the
do not
reason nobody.
sleep
Listen,
with
I
broke
see
women.
Why you
what
invisible?
Rakim was talking about, because I'm when I was in my little broke dusty stage at 19, I got with a 40-year-old who had two Dominican restaurants. You know what I mean? So I see what he was saying about, uh uh like a
I know you were a
having
king
us. What happened?
today.
What?
Rad was out here being a gigolo, yo.
No. She chose up on me. I was dusty as I was like living in her house for like a good 2 months and shit. Like I was dusty as fuck. But my point, I kind of messed up the relationship, but that's whatever. The whole point is that, like, I see what Rockin was talking about, and it's true. It's the way you carry yourself. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Well, while you're speaking, can we have your last thoughts?
Who, me? Uh, sure. I don't know what's happening with the X-Men and the MCU. Uh, and as the relationship question goes, I, what I'm gonna say is, yeah, women do have primitive and territorial ways of going about the opposite sex, but men do as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I will say is, stop attacking black women. You know what I mean? There are queens, all
Thank
right?
you.
And bro Teb, stop attacking black women, all right? I see what you're doing. I don't like it.
Thank you.
All right. All right, peace.
All right, cool. Let me see. All aboard. Can we have your last thoughts?
My last thoughts are I want you to start drawing more characters that look like 007 and
You mean James Bond?
yeah, the new James Bond.
Oh,
I want the new the 007.
I don't know about all that. I don't know
No, I
about all
want you to
that.
start drawing more people that
kind of
look like
manly,
her.
so really?
Oh wow. You see?
No, oh
Feminism.
no. I don't draw manly jaw I don't draw manly draw women like that, bro.
I want you to start drawing more.
It ain't got nothing to do with her color. Ain't got nothing to do with her
I want
color.
you to start drawing. Okay, I want you to start drawing more characters with 4C hair.
No, no, I do that. I do that stuff already.
I'm just teasing you. What I can say is that um, the main thing that women want is confidence. I've dated different
Facts.
types of people. If you're confident, like women, I think the majority of us want a leader, someone that's strong and capable. If you're confident, the appearance is not as important. And honestly, if we can grow with you, I don't think that your finances in that moment are as important. And don't and have good teeth, man.
Have good teeth.
Yeah, that's
Cool, cool. Questions now. Can we have your last thoughts?
You should save the best for last. Okay,
Uh,
no. Okay.
all right. Lord Okage, can we have your last thoughts?
Where the white woman at? All single mothers are queens, and colorism isn't real. That's my last thoughts.
All right. All right, then. Questions now. What are your last thoughts?
Okay. I wish I was smart enough to be. I wish I would have been smart enough to be like the women um, of other races. Not saying that I wanted to be them, but I wanted to be smart enough to move like they move. I feel like I moved foolishly when I was younger, you know, and they practice that hypergamy stuff. I didn't. I went for love. I went for like and the stuff that other girls wouldn't have. If brothers didn't have it, or if the black man didn't have it like that, 9 times out of 10 you wasn't gonna get that good stuff. I feel like I gave myself out freely, just because you were who you were. Now I'm at a stage saying, hey, I feel like I deserve the best with everything, and hell yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like I should be taken care of.
Hey, question now. Can I say something real quick to what you
Sure,
were
go ahead.
saying? Don't feel bad because growing up in the Black American community, none of us moved the way we were supposed to move because things have been disenfranchised within our community. I wish I would have known to go into STEM when I was younger, to go get a degree in a field that pays 6 figures. I wish I would have known not to spend my money on name brand clothing and different things that was marketed to me that that I did. You know what I'm saying? And it goes the same way. You know, so that's all I want to say.
No, thank you for saying that. That is so true. So I am here and now saying, hold on, I'm practicing those same things that I did not practice. First, self care. And I feel like if I can take care of myself greatly, because I used to do that anyway, but it seemed like I put them in front of me, like I got to take care of you. And it was funny that y'all were talking about the young woman that the dude with the PlayStation and the girl is trying to be all she can be, for not only herself, for him, but especially for him. Where I'm at now and where I have been for a while is self-preservation. I feel like if I can do good by myself, I can do good for you as well. And money does play a big role now. It used to be a time it's like, okay, don't worry about it. Okay, no, it did. No, I feel like a man should provide, but also too, I feel like I should add to that. And I'm not trying to get over or eat up on your pockets to where I'm gonna drain you. I feel like I'm supposed to add to you. I feel like you should be happy with me, and I think that we should be close friends and companions more than anything because it's something to have a companion. The older you get, and I'm only 36, but still, I can understand companionship. That goes a long way. So with that being said, colorism is real,
No,
but
not.
I think we're jumping over that hurdle now and smashing that stuff down because we are moving the correct way. And that's it.
All right. All right. This has been the show. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead and share a link to this video, share a link to this platform. We're currently at 150 something subs. We need to get to 300. Let's get to a solid 300. Bring more brains into the room so that we can have more substantive conversations and with more charm. You know what I mean? The more, the merrier. So, with that being said, wherever in the world you are at this moment, whatever time it might be, morning, afternoon, early evening, night, have a good one. Brotep out.
You, turn around.
You prefer the view from behind?
No, well, yes. You know I can't lie.